What a flippity flop though! This is Stranger, our big boss, and we're here at the Faultarian Journal number 14 with Russ, the Bus Gamer. Well, Russ, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, thank you for being here. I'm just a Twitch streamer. I'm driving the fastest growing bus on Twitch. Well, I don't know if that's true, but it might be, it might not be, but we're here. We out here. Shout out to everybody on the Russ bus, the goons in the back. Love you guys. Yeah, good to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
And of course, in the top left, we have EssayRead.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. EssayRead, best crunch main you'll ever see, boy.
And the bottom left, we have Norweginator.
The one and only. Once again, all I need to know about me is I'm Norwegian. That's it. I'm a mystery beyond that.
Awesome. And GottaGetSwole, unfortunately, isn't here because his job asked him to stay an extra 6 hours today or something.
He's got to go get full somewhere else. The world needs him. We can't be selfish.
That's a really big oof on that one.
What?
That's okay.
That he had to stay so long? Yeah, it kind of sucks, huh? Kind of sucks. While we're doing that, I'm going to get some gameplay out. And Russ, while I'm doing that, who are you? For everyone watching the stream that doesn't know who Russ Gamer is, who is he?
I feel sorry for all of you, first of all.
So I'm a former Paragon player and variety streamer. Come to Fault. With the Russ bus itself, my community on Twitch, and we've basically come here to, just create positive community vibes. One of the biggest things about Paragon that I enjoyed was, the aesthetics and the community involved with it. And I feel like we got the aesthetics on lock with Fault. And I feel like hopefully together as a whole, we can create community of positive vibes, a place for people to hang out, enjoy gameplay of Fault, competitive gameplay, action, that you can't find in other games. But then also just, build this community up together, build something from the ground up together. I'm really excited to do that with you guys. I'm stoked to be here. I'm stoked to see what happens with the Fault community. That's all I got for in terms of intro of who I am.
No, I've got to say, that's quite the undertaking to go into a MOBA and say, hey, let's create a positive community. That's ambitious.
Hey, if you swing by my stream, you can see that even in the losses, we take our L's standing up, as I say. Even in the losses, we're positive about it. And even when it gets hard, we're going to find a way how to make this game fun for everybody. Just because it's a competitive game doesn't mean it has to be a game that deters people that can't always get the win. Yeah. You're not always going to get the win, so you have to be positive in that and keep moving forward. You'll get more wins if you're positive through it. So that's how I always see it.
I think that's one of the most consistent things about watching your streams. Is it's always just fun. It's lighthearted. You're having a great time. You do a great job with that. So when I say that it's quite the undertaking, I don't mean that it's impossible, but I just, by all means, huge props to you because you do it so well.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. We're out here trying, Yeah. On the Russ bus, so yeah, we're just cruising. I always say we're only moving at about 30 miles per hour because that's the top speed on the Russ bus. But we're moving and we're always moving forward. We'll hit a couple bumps along the way. We might accidentally move off the side of the road, but we're always moving forward on the Russ bus. So I appreciate that. Yeah,
it's a good philosophy to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I see even Spiderbite says I might lose my beep, but Russ keeps the bus on track. There we go.
Absolutely. So how did you discover Paragon back in the day? How did that come to be?
So I was a PS4 player, and my buddies and I used to be an athlete, so I used to do the decathlon in for track in college, and honestly, I was looking for a way to find a competitive outlet, as a lot of people are when they come to a MOBA. They're like, well, I'm maybe not exerting myself physically, but I could find a team, a group of people that we can learn something and be competitive in it and enjoy getting the sweet dubs, but then also enjoying just the learning process and getting better overtime, even if we're losing. So so that came from Paragon and PS4, and then when Paragon shut its doors, it was a huge goal of mine to get to the point where I would build my stream up. So since Paragon died, I've been building a stream. I built myself a PC. I knew that Fault was going to come. Or a game like Fault, something was going to be reborn. It had to be. Yeah. It was too good. It was too good of a game, too good of a community to not, and too active of a community when the game was dead, for it to not continue on. So it couldn't be gone forever. The assets were out. People were creating. We saw that. And I'm just excited to, have a build and a variety stream, a group of people that are excited to get the Russ bus moving in through Agora again. Right. So, and that's what we're all excited about. And that's what I want to continue to promote, is just a positive, I guess just positivity in the community. We're all out here having fun. We're playing the game we all know and love. So, hey, let's keep at it. Let's keep this bus rolling. And if you want to be on the Russ bus, along with on the ride with me, you can definitely do that too now that we're on PC. So, yeah.
Wait, so back in the day, you used to stream Paragon, correct?
Yeah. So I actually streamed Paragon a couple times from my PS4. Not by any means what it looks like today. Not anywhere close to what we have going on today. But like many of us, we're like, man, I really love this game. I'd love to share my good times of this game with other people. Yeah. And so I did that on PS4, but it was not nearly, it was, I'm a big quality guy, as you could probably tell from my stream, from my setup. It's very important to me that quality comes first, quality over quantity, in my opinion. So it was a big deal for me to come into Paragon with that in mind, Paragon. Into Fault. Now I'm talking about Paragon again. I'm going to start saying it.
Next year now.
Yeah, no, it was a big thing for me to come in and try to bring in a quality stream, something that people could enjoy, not have to lower the settings all the way down. So obviously my setup is, even if I'm going to lose out a little bit on FPS, right? We're going to have we're going to showcase, this game is all about aesthetics, right? I'm going to showcase all of the leaves, all of the grasses. Right, we're gonna get every single bit of art that these designers are putting into this game, and that's really important for me. But then, even if my frames are dropping a little bit in game, it's all about what you guys got. So hopefully, it's better. Hopefully, it's decently smooth for you guys. That's always the goal, right? But who knows?
So far.
Yeah. No, and just enjoying the game. So that's. I think that answers that question, right?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, stranger.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that absolutely answers that question. That was a really thought out answer. I really love the idea of the positivity that you bring, especially in a MOBA, because it gets so toxic.
Yeah.
And even when it feels like you get so used to toxicity in a MOBA that even when people are being polite, you feel like it still feels toxic, kind of thing. And I love watching that and knowing that that's what you're about. That's what you like to bring in, and that's what makes your stream yours.
I think a lot of MOBA communities, it gets very easy to be desensitized and sort of normalize behavior that if you were in person with someone, you'd be like, that's not cool. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people can get frustrated really quick, and I understand that in a MOBA. The goal is to understand that you're not going to win everyone. We're just gonna stay positive through it, and we're gonna win the next one. And it's all about, even when you're losing, you're still learning something, right? So in your loss, hopefully you gain more than in your win, because sometimes when you're winning and you're just destroying somebody, you didn't learn anything. You didn't get any better at the game. So it's all about getting better in the game, even when you're losing. The people that are really good at the game learn most when they lose, as you say. Mm-hmm. So so stay positive, because that's you're losing out if you don't stay focused in your loss and realize why you lost. That's why we're going to see. That's how we'll see a lot of competitive players or a lot of really good high tier players come out, these guys are players that are going to stay positive in their losses. And I hope that people understand that going into a competitive game, it's very important. So, yeah. And I'm excited to see that scene pop up as well. Like, I mean, obviously this game is built for competition. It's a MOBA. So we would all like to see that. Yeah.
It kind of seems like from what I'm hearing, it kind of sounds like you try to take a bit more of like a moderator kind of community guidance role. Would you say that like that's something that you try to aspire to with your stream and when you're playing, like even bringing up the whole, I mean, feeling good during a loss? Because I'd say you kind of touched on it a little bit. When you're losing, those are some of the best times to be learning. So do you think that being a voice on your stream to like help people just chill out and work together is definitely something you're trying to go for?
Yeah, so I mean, I would love to teach people how to better themselves, whether that be in the competitive scene. I'd love to be able to teach people when it comes to streaming. I know that we need more content creators in this game. It's a small community and we need more people. If we want this community to truly grow, we need more content creators out there, more people creating really great content. Sorry, my camera's wigging out here. Let me adjust this real quick. But we need more people, and I'd love to help assist people in getting their streams up and running so that we can get share this game out there with people that don't already see it. Obviously, like we have about like 500 people a day in the game. And if we really truly want this to be a competitive game, obviously we're going to need more than that. So more people get there. Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I mean we could probably fill out a few teams with 500, but we could fill out quite a bit more with 1,000 or
that's a good point.
10,000. You know, and you talk about matchmaking too. One of the things, it's really, really hard to set up really good matchmaking when you're pulling from a pool of 500 people online, especially when they're split between servers. You know, EU, you have East. I can never get in a match on West because there's not enough people there yet. So my ping is always at 100 when I'm playing from East, which is it's fine. 100 ping isn't that bad, but I'd love to be able to see enough people in this game where all of our servers are full of people all the time. Your wait times are low, and the more we can get people into this game, better that'll feel, better that'll be. So,
so kind of what you were talking about is that, right? We believe in this game, and we really do think it's going to take off somewhere. And sort of what's fun right now for us, being fortunate enough to see the potential now, is that we get to be on the forefront of it all. We get to watch the community go from the beginning. And from a position like yourself, you can help these content creators and, you can help shape the community now, help make it positive, help, other aspiring content creators to enjoy it in a way that maybe like most MOBA content creators sometimes don't. They kind of feed into the toxicity and the yelling and the being pissed off and everything.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, and the tilt's going to get the best of us sometime, right? Like even the Russ bus is derailed a few times. We've rolled over, if you will. We've headed into the trees, and it happens. Especially late in the night. You're like, oh man.
But there's a difference in attention, though, in your attention. It's like you won't get it right all the time, but at least you're trying.
Yeah, and then even when you're losing, there's going to be new people to the game, and hey, if we want this game to grow, there's going to be more new people to the game, right? If you think you're already tired of the new people in the game now, how do you expect this game to grow? If you don't have new people? So like, we need to be able to help the new people grow, right? Yeah. We need to be positive community members for them, so we don't push them away. Like especially right now when we're such a fledgling game, right? Yeah. We need to really be as positive as we can. This game isn't at that stage yet where just rampant toxicity is going to be helpful, right? Like even whether that would ever be helpful, who knows? Yeah. Probably not. I would be the one that would say no. That's not going to be helpful. But if we can continue to grow the player base, learn how to treat the new players well, get them in here, grow this grow this this game's player base, it becomes better for everybody. Even the higher competitive players don't have to play with lower level players all the time, because now there's low level players that can play with each other. So like, I don't get stuck with a level 1 Kai every match.
It's always a Kai.
The meme. It's always the meme of the level one Kai, right?
You know it.
But we love our level 1 Kais because they're learning the game, and someday they're going to be a level 60 Kwong. And you'd be like, oh, wow, I wish I had that guy in my friends list.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I wish I had that guy in my friends list, building Warlock and, and just like freaking destroying my health in one move. Yeah. I wish that guy was on my team, bro. Like, come on.
We got to start cultivating that early. Get him on our side.
Yeah. I want to get him on the Russ bus, I mean, you're welcome over on the Russ bus, level 1 Kai. I'll have you.
There's a few things you said that I really wanted to touch on that I thought was really inspiring. Number one, we have to start with ! Russ in the chat. We'll get you a link to Russ the Bus's channel, so make sure you are doing that. Shout out to Spiderbite. He is in this game. And one thing I really thought awesome about the streaming is I think you might be onto something when you say, like, the more streamers, the bigger the game's going to get. Because look at Valorant. Like, that game blew up because of the streaming that it had. Now, don't get me wrong, they paid all the top streamers on Twitch to stream Valorant, like every single one. Epic Games or Riot Games paid, sorry. But just having more streamers is going to bring in more communities, which is going to make it all one big Fault community. And I really think that is important. And I hope more people take the initiative to try to stream, even if it's not the highest quality, but still take the initiative to try to stream and have fun and build their own community and so on and so forth.
Although, might I say, you should aspire to get to Russ's quality because it is top notch.
You should, absolutely.
No, I appreciate that. We put a lot of time into that quality. It's a big deal for me. It's not as important for other people, and it's not necessary. If you want to start streaming this game, you definitely don't need a really, really high quality rig. Like, just start with what you got, right? And work with what you got and work your way up. And if you want help getting that set up, go jump in my Discord and ask me questions, and I'll help you get there. But I mean, I'd love to see more people in this community, more people growing together as a community. Of Fault, we want to grow together. The Russ Bus, I hope it grows as well. But yeah, I mean, that's just the overall positive.
Let me just say this: a polished turd is still a turd. So the quality that you're bringing is on top of having a fantastic overall goal and personality and really fun gameplay and commentary. So honestly, watching your stream with the kind of content that you create plus that level of polish, it is one of my favorite streams to go to and just watch. And by the way, while I'm on the subject, I got a shout out to Lady Fifth over there. That was my first gifted sub to the Russ Buzz.
Yeah.
What is it? She said it was where do I redeem a 30 minutes of Bob Russ? If you guys didn't know, on this guy's stream with channel points, you can redeem some time to watch Bob Russ. And if you guys don't know what that is, I don't know if I want to explain it. I don't know if you want to explain it or people should just see it for themselves.
I'll be right back.
You're gonna be okay.
Guys. Bob Russ.
Bob Russ is a legend. You don't know when it's going to pop up.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see the best painter.
All right.
There we go, Bob Russ.
So, obviously, Bob Russ is just a character of mine. I'm a huge fan of Bob Ross. Hold on a second. Oh, big oof. Big oof, chat.
What do you do?
And so Bob Ross is a character, Bob Russ, I should say, that I created because of my love of Bob Ross, and then how my name just kind of fit together so well with Bob Ross and being Bob Russ. Let me get this bad boy back on.
Well, I've heard rumors that Bob Ross is also really positive. Maybe there's some kind of correlation there.
I would say that a little bit of that positivity, maybe a lot of bit of that positivity, is something that I strive to live by. Happy little accidents, happy little, I mean, even if a loss, you're going to have a happy little loss.
You missed that, it's just a happy little accident. That's what we call zoning.
Yeah, that's what we call getting absolutely drilled when you're trying to get Raptor and then you die and you're like, well, I mean, we'll come back on the next one. It's just a happy little accident.
It'll respawn.
Showing up the Raptors with 0 health and 0 mana and like, oh, we'll get it. And then not, that's what we call that.
Russ paints happy little dubs. That's right.
Happy little dubs. We do.
Oh, wait. That's always the goal. We have Ryan Red, the community manager for Fault.
Yes.
In our chat right now. Now, I know that you're very famous for a particular thing here, and I think it was your Ryan Red impression, was it not?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm famous for it, but I do have a Ryan Red impression. I'm not sure if it's
the patch notes. I say we pull up the patch notes and let's have Ryan Red read them to us because we have a pretty hefty patch for anyone who hasn't been paying attention. How do you feel about that, Russ?
Oh, we got quite a bit of a Ryan Red impression. I think I've never actually. The thing is, caveat: I've never actually heard Ryan Red's voice.
You clearly haven't needed to. You're
basically. It's based off of my thought of what Ryan Red might sound like.
Honestly, like it's kind of funny that you say Bob Russ because I don't know who sounds more relaxed, Ryan Red or Bob Ross at all times of the day. Like, they're very soft-spoken people, to say the least.
Hey, I have a soft place in my heart for soft-spoken people. Absolutely, all right, I enjoy. A silent victor, a silent, like doesn't gloat in the win. Somebody that just takes their win and moves on, learns from it. Just enjoys a good time. We sit on the Russ bus. You're sitting in there enjoying your Australian pleather cushions. Grabbing a weenie from the girl in the back. Yeah, mm-hmm. Right. We got Australian pleather on the Russ bus. I mean, we spare no expense. Yeah,
I remember this. I think I've always aspired to be a soft-spoken person, but I've never can't do it. It's just not in my blood.
All right.
But yeah. Speaking of which, do we want to pull up these patch notes here, strangers? Is time yet? Because I am so excited.
You want me to do this? Okay, we'll do it. We'll pull up some patch notes.
Okay.
Oh
no, we can do this.
Is there any
job on a Ryan Red impression right here? Okay.
Yeah, we're doing it. All right. Let's get these patch notes. So if you guys didn't know, this patch was actually huge. Like
it was pretty big.
Huge.
It was pretty large. This is definitely my favorite patch by far.
Yes.
0.4.0 was massive. I think in terms of just for me, it was the kind of the smoothness of gameplay. I think specifically ranged just attacks in general feel a lot smoother. I think also the FPS lock to 100. I don't know what other FPS changes they made, but something they made along with the FPS lock to 100 made the game run super smooth. I always I'm on ultra or epic settings on everything, and I'm still getting 100 frames while streaming constantly. So it's buttery smooth. So I don't know what they did there. It used to be that things felt a little strange. Interactions.
Little strange matter.
There was a little bit of a strange matter thing going on there, but it's a lot. Seems a lot smoother now, and I do really enjoy that.
So it's not even just like how smooth it's been. It's the actual like balancing of the game has drastically changed with the minion overhaul.
Oh yeah, no, the game feels so. I would describe the game feeling a lot like a hero brawler before 0.4.0. It felt very brawler-esque.
We were looking to Overwatch for my game.
Yeah, and I think the main difference between point 4 is what I'm going to call it is going to be the fact that it does feel like a MOBA now. Oops, sorry about that. It does feel more like a MOBA than it did before, in that like laning does actually feel like a thing now. So it felt like before, to me at least, and maybe this was true for other people as well, but things like split pushing didn't really feel like an option. It was just kind of like, let's go death ball. Like as soon as we get to a certain level, let's go get kills. Kills are going to be way more important right now than anything else. Raptors are more important than anything in the game, even more so than Prime. Now that's changed. I feel like for the better. So
I think that blew my mind. I played as an offlaner, and before 20 minutes, I split pushed and took a tier 1. That
feels good.
My mind. I didn't know that was possible anymore.
All right.
Strange, wait. Before we go on, Stranger, can you check your messages real quick?
I can.
We might have a surprise.
Oh, we might.
We might.
Are we gonna get a little bit of a presence of a double Russ presence? You know, Russ means red.
Yes, there
so we might have just a little bit little action going on here. I don't know.
Maybe we're not entirely sure. There's a strange aura happening.
It's strange aura on the duo lane, maybe.
Oh my!
Two forces collide on the.
There's a portal opening up, and I feel something happening.
I don't know. I don't know if I fully. I don't know. Maybe.
What?
But on the taking a while.
Well, while we're headed there, while we're here, maybe I can just read a little bit of the patch notes here. If you want to scroll to the top on that,
let's do it.
Obviously, I could put in a little bit of a Ryan Red impression here if you'd like.
A Ryan Red impression, you say? Well, let's hear it.
A Ryan Red impression, and look who's here to hear our impression of a Ryan Red. I don't know who that might be. No. So let me get into. All right, this is the general patch notes in the gameplay category, hero experience. Altering the proportion of experience required to get to level 2 compared to subsequent levels allows healthier experience gain overall when it comes to gaining experience via laning, jungling, and hero kills. All 3 areas of experience gain will now be able to be balanced, altered more freely, and accurately under this new leveling system.
Now, hold on. I thought Russ was going to talk, and Ryan just came in here and interrupted.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Ryan. I sounded more like Ryan to me.
I thought Russ was going to read, and then we just got Ryan instead.
Oh, here we go.
That's so
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a surprise guest. Ryan Red has joined in on the stream for this moment.
Our surprise.
Hey, how's it going there, y'all? Let me just adjust my mic up here. There we go.
I'm already over it. Stop. I'm done.
Oh my!
No, that was pretty funny. I saw it the other day, and I just had to come in and meme a little bit real quick.
Yes, I love it.
You got it there, Ryan. It's spot on. He's got you pegged.
I know. It does sound.
What are you gonna do about it?
And I hadn't even heard your voice, or this is my first time seeing your face, honestly. Other than your little avatar.
Wait, I gotta ask. Does he live up to your expectations, Russ?
Yes, I'm a fellow bearded brother. I commend. Said,
I'm working on it. You don't need to exclude me. I'm working.
Okay.
I'm trying to get there.
Hey, well, I had a big old beard and then I shaved it off. I don't know if you look at my old Instagram videos, my old Twitch videos, you'll see, or even my Twitch channel, my trailer. You'll see I had, a larger beard back then, and then I shaved it all off and had just the tash for a little bit. I like to change things up on the Russ bus. Although I will say that Bob Russ, the look of Bob Russ became more of a slick Rick.
You do got to get a little bit more for the Bob Ross. I mean, you look like a professional Bob Ross, but you don't look like the hippie Bob Ross.
Yeah. So what had happened, right? Every year for Halloween for the past 7 years, I've been Bob Ross. So and that's kind of where Bob Russ came from. Is something I've always loved Bob Ross. So I mean, there's no channel out there I think that appreciates Bob Ross more than the Russ bus and our channel over on Russ the Gamer. So
Ryan Red, what a good looking lad.
Send him my way because I'd love to have a conversation with them and see.
You never know.
I got a question I gotta ask.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I'm back to work. I just wanted to come in and make a laugh.
Okay. Thank you.
You guys have a good one. I'll keep watching.
Okay.
Now, doesn't that guy look like he's either ready to play the coolest metal lick you've ever heard or go raid a village?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd let him pillage my village.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I'd let him walk right in. I'm like, oh, what's your place now?
Yeah, you can have all of my booty. And I'm talking about gold.
No, of course, no other booty. We're a PG channel. We're talking about.
I am actually. Yeah. Wow. I didn't actually mean to take it there. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
You know what? That's okay.
I think that's what we call a Freudian slip there. I think it's all right.
We didn't even take it there, Ryan.
You heard this?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on.
You know what?
Confirm here on the journal that Russ himself from the Russ bus would let Ryan Red of Strange Matter Studios take his booty. Is that confirmed on the journal?
I think it's locked in. Honestly, I don't think we can take it out.
We can add this to the lore.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel uncomfortable for Ryan right now. Like, let alone how
Ryan
he feels.
Ryan likes this. He likes the attention.
Ryan's fine.
He likes the attention.
He'll be fine.
Ryan's in there with the little monkey winky face, so we're all good.
Yes,
I don't know if I'll be fine. He might be fine, but I'm taking a hit for that one. Getting a mark on my resume here. Yikes! Big oof, right, Jacka?
Big oof.
Oh man,
that's all right. That's all right. So we got into a little bit. So I really want to dive right in. 0.4.0. It changed a lot. This was the fruit patch. It was the patch we're all waiting for. It had that sweet, sweet juice. I felt like I was sitting there, like, you know, have you ever seen that meme with Mr. Bean waiting in the grass? You guys know what I'm talking about? Like waiting?
No, I'm gonna go watch that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously everyone.
Hold on, pause the stream.
Hold on.
Pause the stream. Hold on.
I'll find it. You can find it on Discord. 5 seconds. I'll put it in our chat.
Excuse me? Mr. Bean.
Okay, I know what he's talking about. He didn't describe it well. Mr. Bean looking at his watch.
Wrong one.
Mr. Bean looking at his watch.
Yeah,
Got it.
Now that's how
Mr. Bean. Something about green sheen.
This right here. This right here. This is what it felt like. This is what it felt like waiting for the fruit patch. This time around. Is this right here. This is what I felt like every single day. You know, and it really got to that point at the end where you're laying down. It really got there. It really got there. Holy guacamole, Blood Hunter Destiny. Thank you for the tier 1s.
Whoa!
Okay.
My boy Ninja Sonar, who I played a couple games with today, got a couple subs there, or got a sub, I should say.
Showing his face.
Yeah, all right.
Blood Hunters,
subs.
Welcome to the family.
Now,
bit of a trope here.
Blood Hunters.
Yeah, now, if that's how many subs we can get for Ryan's face, we should at least be able to get 100 subs for Russ's face.
True.
Oh man.
I'm saying.
Okay. So what I was saying, the whole community was waiting for that patch. It's here. It's been here for a week now, almost. We've played it. Gosh, does it feel good? Holy guacamole! Like Strange Matter. Like I would kiss you for this one. You know, like thank you for doing this. You know what?
Oh, yeah, feels good.
You know, like you try, but then
it feels like a MOBA.
But then you want to know what happens when you try to do something like that, Norweginator? The Planet of the Apes reenactment occurs. If you understand what I'm saying.
I don't. I'm left out of the loop on this one. I'm sorry.
Listen, we're just gonna leave it at someone might understand what I'm trying to say there. There's a certain someone. Never mind. I was trying to make a joke.
And it landed perfectly. So as we were saying, the new patch, as Russ described it perfectly, that's exactly what I would have said. It used to feel like a hero brawler. It feels like a MOBA. The laning is important. If you rotate for a team fight, you can lose a tower.
Yes.
Yeah. And that didn't happen before. That didn't happen before. I don't think it not consistently enough.
I remember
not consistently enough.
Not even inconsistently. It just didn't happen. Period. You have to have all 5 people there, like hitting a tower to make anything happen. You have to have all 5 people there and no enemy mage to like wipe out the minions. Now you can actually split push. You can your duo can push, your mid can push, everyone can push objectives if the enemies are rotating and they're somewhere else. You have to time everything. You have to manage waves. I'm so excited about this patch.
It's so good.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome for the most part. Like, it still has their issues, but overall, the game is super fantastic at all times of play.
Now, when you say issues, does it rhyme with Kwang? It's Kwang. It's Kwang.
Like,
Kwang's the issue.
So what are you talking about? Like, it's not like you get tethered and die every time Kwang shows up, but like, but
I love. Might I add, I love Kwang. He was always one of my favorite heroes. Kwang needs to get nerfed to the fucking ground. I don't care what.
No, I don't know. No. Like, he's supposed to be strong. If you want to build him caster, let yourself build him caster. But I see what you're. The thing is that if you hit your tether, you just hit every other ability too. That's what kind of gets kind of scary with Kwang, which just means he's a combo mage, which is no big deal because you can just hit him on cooldown.
Yeah, if it didn't take 2 abilities to kill someone and then the 2 others to kill the rest of the team.
Yeah, but like,
it's rough.
But his cooldown at like 40% CDR on his Q is 5 seconds at max level. You know how rough that is? It's a rough day when you got a Kwang that's farming properly. And every 5 seconds he's poking you out. It's rough. It's rough. And his E shreds energy armor, holy shit. Anywho.
So Spider says that his tether should be shorter, which I actually disagree with. I think his tether is fine where it is. The problem is everything that it leads into right now with how much damage he's putting out.
Yeah.
Like if every time you got tethered, it didn't mean, oh, I'm dead, then his tether range is fine.
Mm-hmm. I think, to be honest, I think the biggest thing is just the shredding of the energy. The shredding of the energy armor is just a bit too high. You're just shredding a bit too much. So, because like energy armor is the counterplay to a caster. You know what I mean? So it's just a little bit, just like one of those like real small slices off the bread. Please don't hard nerf him. Because I think like even I personally am still having fun. Even with Kwang knowing that and where he is, but besides that, I want to talk about the positive of the patch. Number 1, I've been saying it, Steve. I've been saying it since journal number 1. I literally went back and watched it today.
Stranger might cry.
Fucking Raptors are in the game.
Big Raptors.
They're here.
My
They're
man
fucking
back in.
We got some. We got some thick dinos in there.
He is.
So I don't know if you've been paying attention to the journal, Russ, but part of the lore here is that Stranger really has talked about it every single stream from the beginning.
Every stream
he's talked about Big Raptors, and now that it's finally here, what are you gonna do with your life, Stranger? That was it. That was
what? My life is fulfilled now. It's fulfilled.
Yeah, no.
Like I've reached a milestone thanks to Strange Matter.
Yeah. He's just not bringing up. He's been sending me DMs all about Small Prime all day. I just like
Small Prime.
He does look kind of small now.
He does, doesn't he?
Compared to the big dino, he does look a little small. And it does look a little less intimidating, that's for sure.
A little bit.
But that's the cause of many people dying to Prime, I think, now, is they're like, oh, Raptor's easy and it's bigger. And then you go into Prime and it's like trying to solo it, and you're like, oh, whoa, okay, our jungler just lost all their health because they procced it with Bail Arm.
Wait, now can we once again say we love our level 1 chimeras, but it's always a chimera. It's always a chimera.
It's
not all the time, but I think today, yes, I think it was a chimera. If you're in chat, I'm sorry.
See how
I'm three under the hour Prime there.
Listen, it's okay. You gotta learn. You gotta learn, right? Like my first, for example, my first game playing League of Legends ever, I went 0-14. And that's a fact. I went 0-14, and like I didn't have fun, and I don't plan on playing League again because of that. Because I keep getting shit on.
That was it. You'll never play again.
Yeah,
that's a big rib.
That's okay. That's okay. It happens. I feel the noobs, and you know what? Everyone starts off as a noob. It's about the people that are willing to push through, push past the the wall of noobishness and move
I think you're
forward.
about Smite now.
That are the real MVPs out here, because
Yeah,
you guys get roasted. You guys get roasted
Jeez.
every single game you play by your team. And imagine if there was
So
all
you're
chat.
supposed to be-
Oh my goodness, you think you get roasted now? Imagine if there was all chat. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, shout out to the noobs. Shout out to all the people that have found fault through the Steam store or through their friend or through some of the marketing they have done that did not play Paragon. Shout out to you, kind people.
You guys are the real heroes. Keep spreading the word. You guys are the real heroes. We need to expand.
You
this
are the
community.
real heroes. You are the real heroes. No one, this Kwong is not the MVP. You are.
True.
You are.
Because one day you're gonna be better than that Kwong. These people are playing broken characters, broken metas.
You
You're
know
learning
what?
the hard way.
Exactly. And you want to know one thing?
Don't forget.
Sorry, go ahead, sir.
And don't forget, even if you suck, just be humble. Then it doesn't matter if you suck.
Exactly.
That's my strategy. Is just, oh man.
Hey. Don't. Hey, bro. Shots fired over here.
Shots fired.
Is like, even if you're losing, be humble. I mean, hey, that's the Russ Bus mantra right there. I'm feeling personal attacks here. You saying I'm losing often or something? Hey, the Russ Bus won most of its games today, okay?
Chat, what do you think?
I would say I've been playing a lot of solo queue, and I was stuck in silver, and then I played a lot today, and now we're up to gold. We're feeling better.
Little did you know, Russ, we brought you on here to declare war between the bus and the journal.
Okay, well, we're gonna roll forwards and back right over top, right? We're just gonna smash this bus a couple times, back and forth.
No, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. The new players, seriously, to any of you guys out there still learning, don't worry about it. As the game progresses, there's going to be more tutorials. There's going to be more content creators helping share their knowledge. And as the community keeps growing, you'll be placed with people that are also new instead of being placed next to Pablo with the sticks when you played 2 games your whole entire life.
I had to start a poll in chat. I had to start a poll and ask, is the Russ Bus, I don't think that's how I started, but I had to say, is it about losing and being humble? Is that what it's about? What do you guys think? There's three answers. There's yes with emphasis, and Bob Russ? Question mark.
I think Stranger's now trying to throw you under your own bus.
Oh, he's really? Huh? I'm hearing more shots fired. I think we might actually have something brewing here.
Now, can I just say, Russ? I play both sides so that no matter what happens, I win. So.
That's the beginning of.
I see that. Yeah, like sitting on the fence. Doesn't want to pick a side. I see.
Yeah. I'm just chilling to see who's gonna win.
Yeah, you're that guy in the Facebook comments, huh?
that's 100%.
It's the beginning of the Russ War arc of the Faultarian War.
Yeah. We're gonna go into 100-year war.
That's gonna be legendary.
I guarantee I have more gas.
That might be true. We might be in trouble.
I have a stockpiled. Don't you worry.
On a serious note, we love you, and we're just memeing, of course.
No. We're just frigging around.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Big Raptor's changed. It's now. Is it even a Raptor anymore? That's the question. Is it a Raptor?
It's the same model. It's literally the same
I don't know.
thing.
I don't know, man.
I will not have this argument again.
You
I
can't tell me that thing is not a T-Rex. Like, do you see it?
Then it was a T-Rex before.
No, it wasn't.
It's the same model, just smaller.
Listen, are you kidding me? Rampage is now smaller than the Raptor. Like, in his ult. You know what I mean? Like, yet he's not in the game yet.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but it is a giant lizard creature, right? And it shoots balls of, what would they be, fire? So is it a giant lizard?
I hope it's fire.
A giant lizard wizard? Can we get a poll for giant lizard wizard?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Maybe not.
The giant lizard wizard.
Wait,
Is that a King Gizzard reference?
A King Gizzard? Is it? I'm not too sure. Maybe.
Is that what he's called now? Is that a name? I do know some people are calling him Trevor for whatever reason.
King Gizzard. Yeah, Trevor, I'm not so much. I'm more of a Lucy fan. She's more. I mean, you've seen those hips. It's not a guy we're talking about here.
It's true. I've gone with Big Bertha. That's mine.
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha.
Yeah, it looks like Spider used to play bass for the Lizard Wizards. Oh man, I mean, I was in front row. Did you see me? The Kentucky
You did not used to play bass for the Lizard.
Kentucky.
The King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizards.
King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizards.
Yeah,
Spider, you did not play bass for them. You're actually lying right now.
Spider,
it's not a real band.
I'm he already looked it up. He's like, oh, Lizard. Is it a band? Yeah. I mean, it might have been. It might have been a garage band. Who knows?
I don't totally own all of their records. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Spider, you're actually trolling me. So I got so excited for a second. Okay. So let's.
You know what, Steve?
No. I need some important questions for you right now, stranger. If all of a sudden you found out that I'm actually a scientist and I create things, I work for a top secret company, and I invite you over and I say, hey, stranger, why don't you come to my lab? Okay. Now you come to my lab. I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Okay. So I leave and I come back. Okay. But you look at me and you look down and you notice, wait a second, he's half as big as he used to be. He shrunk himself. Oh my gosh, he's a genius. Now let me ask you, am I the same person and am I a human? It's the same raptor! It hasn't changed. It just got bigger.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
No, answer my question. I show up.
It is
I
not.
shrunk myself
It is not.
with my patented Norwegian technology.
It's just not the same, man. Like those hips are different than what they used to be. And that's a fact. Like it's
okay. Russ, can you clear this up? Because this has been a point of contention. Me and Stranger have fought. We've yelled. We've gone to counseling. We can't figure it out. Can you intervene here?
Yeah. So I mean, I can agree that this is a big boy we're talking about.
Of course, it's a big boy.
Or big lady.
And
I would argue that we're maybe talking about a female here. And you know, my experience of dinos and of the sort. Plenty of background there. I have a major in just. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
That was almost strike two.
I'm actually not gonna say that. So,
that was almost strike two.
It was almost Mark 2. Yeah, I almost got marked down for a second time there. You know, Jurassic Russ, Jurassic Park. Oh yes,
there you go, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I was the owner of Jurassic Park, and you know, obviously,
that's widely known.
Obviously, I think an enlargement of the genetic genome might have been taking place. You know, and we got a larger version of our past Raptorettes, and now we have a Raptor. It could be possible. We could also have maybe a let's just say a transformation of being. Maybe we're looking at a T-Rex. I don't know. I can't be the final answer here. I don't think I'm gonna have to take take my middle of the road Facebook comments approach here.
I've got to say that for having that esteemed degree that you have, this doesn't sound like a very accurate answer. It seems like you should know and have a definite answer.
I mean, I could give you a hypothesis, but it's just a hypothesis, you know. Like, I mean, if we're gonna be scientific about it, I mean, it's probably just someone had their beans, and you know they got ate a little bit too much, and now we're looking bigger, you know.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Okay, but
Stranger, I'm keeping the kids.
To keep it serious, they did change it. They made it one raptor. I love the dynamic of the three raptors, but I understand, and it is better with one. I agree. I gotta agree. It is better. And
although seeing three giant raptors would have been fun too.
That would have been awesome. What I really love about it is how you cannot just feed everything into one person now because of how the aspects work. I think that's awesome. I think it's wonderful. And I think it's literally like before the minions, even before the minions, I think that is the biggest change for the deathballing. And one thing I've noticed with 0.4 is because Paragon was very deathbally too, and that's just how it was. And each patch in Paragon, they kept making it easier and easier to farm, so it actually became more deathbally. It seems like that's what the Fault community knows, because most of them at the moment are from Paragon. And it's actually really interesting to see, because deathballing works. Don't get me wrong. You can still deathball and win the game if you want, but there's counters to it now. And I would argue that there's even better, there's better plays than just deathballing. And because they made farming so important, they made the Raptors so different, and they just changed the minions completely, of course. Those things, book it. If you're not in that lane, they will just destroy your tower like that. And
also, in my opinion, that's actually the biggest contributing factor. Raptors are also changed in that direction, but actually, like, being in your lane and pushing a tower with a wave, that's the biggest contributing factor right now, in my opinion, to the gameplay change, because you'll lose the game. You can be 30 kills up, but if you're not watching your off lane, like if everyone's just ganging up on Raptors and going to dual lane, you'll lose the game. You lost an inhibitor, and now you're slowly just getting further and further behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really interesting to see, because all of these factors that made the game more just MOBA like traditional MOBA kind of thing, are actually. Can I dare say it?
I dare you.
Can I say it? Listen, Paragon did not teach us traditional MOBA tactics. It didn't.
Not very well.
And if you think those tactics are going to work in Fault, they're not. You're going to get pooped on. They're
getting pushed out more and more. They're trying to really establish themselves as a strategic MOBA, and I love that.
So.
I think it's important to. I mean, I'm seeing like in the chat, I'm seeing there's a difference. So there's a difference between deathballing, moving as a team. The difference here, and there's a distinction here that the Fault team has to make a decision on, right? Do they want how prevalent do they want team fights to be? That's kind of their decision to make, and they get to balance the game based off of what they want to see in their MOBA, in terms of how long or like how often do they want people to give up their laning phase and get into team fights, and how prolonged do they want these team fights to be, and how big do they want the balance in terms of like if you are all grouped together, right? Can we just stay in this team? Like team fighting is still a thing that happens. Team fight has to happen. That's not deathballing though. That's not deathballing though. Deathballing is, the team fight happened, and now like there's no counterplay against a team that is just always running together, always in your jungle, shutting you down in your, going down one lane the entire time. And that's where the laning comes into play. And it's all based off of how Fault wants to build it in terms of do they want more team fights to happen, or do they want it to be all lanes all the time, just pushing lanes? I don't think that's, you want a happy balance in between, but I think that's like kind of the decision that the developers have to make, is where do they want that balance to be? And I think right now we're in a pretty good balance. I think we can all agree that like right now with 0.4, we're in a pretty good, decent balance of that right now, I think. Better than we were before, better than we ever have been, in my opinion.
Agree. I completely
agree. And it's only been a month. It's only been like a month and a half. We're getting close to 2 months.
The next, I completely agree. I think it's definitely, it's in their ballpark what they want to do. And I think right now it's a lot. It's really fun. It's really fun to play, and it really teaches you just how important it is to manipulate that wave as well as try to rotate at the same time. It's kind of best of both worlds at the moment. And I think it's good. I think for the majority, it is good. And I'm excited to see more. So when it comes to that, how did they change the minions, we might ask? Well, they added more. So now it's three melee, 3 range minions at all times. And there might be a 7th minion that does show up, and that would be the siege minion. Actually, I might be mistaken on how the siege works. But that's all right. That's all right. Instead of them having more armor, instead of them doing more damage individually, they now do more damage overall. So like one individual minion does less damage, but all 6 together do more. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but
well, one way to put it is that, like, let's say that these minions are under your tower, and you kill one of them. Killing one of them, like, so before it was like cutting out a quarter of the damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more like you're cutting out like a 6th or a 7th of the damage instead.
Yeah, because they put the total damage of a minion wave between more minions, because there's more minions in the game now per wave, and the big thing is the minions start running, like they actually turn into the Flash at the 25-minute mark. They literally
definitely start moving.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they got wheels. All right,
they got wheels.
They're rolling down.
They're running downhill. Yeah, and they feel it.
They got the minion bus.
Yeah. No, do they ever? And I think that's a huge change. And I actually think that change was brilliant. Like because it not only it does more than just teaches people how to play a traditional MOBA. It forces them to. And that's what I think is brilliant about it. I'm surprised it went down that road, but you have to stop that wave, or you are going to lose a tower. Like now.
Well, going back to what Russ was saying, he said it really well when we're talking about like the balance of how much team fighting, how much should you be in lane, and what's the difference between grouping up for a fight and deathballing. And in the patch before, as some of you might have noticed, I don't know if you played like solo or you played mid, but you had to be there for every single fight. It paid off to just roll around the whole time as a group of 5.
It was more important to get kills than anything else.
So that's what made it a death ball, because it made kills more important than anything. Now, kills should be important, but right now, as is, if I'm in the off lane, we're all the way over here. If the enemy offlaner goes because they want to go start a fight because that's what everyone's used to right now, they lose. It doesn't matter if they kill all 4 of my other teammates and all 5 of them stay alive. I'm getting a tower. Now, gold-wise, like if that keeps happening over and over again, it's going to be hard for them to keep up. But the difference is we're still pushing towers. Ladies and gentlemen, towers win games. Before, I couldn't do that. Before, if that my offlaner went to rotate, I stayed here, I wasn't getting shit done. That tower was not going down. I was not going to get a lot of farm. I was not going to get a lot of experience. Winning won the games. Right now, towers win games.
It's true.
That feels so good.
It feels awesome. What was the other thing they changed? What was the other big thing they changed in this patch? The casters got a hard nerf. And you want to know what's crazy? The casters are still pretty freaking good.
Strong.
They're pretty strong. And they got quite the nerf. They got, oh my goodness. Their scaling went crazy down. Like their abilities do not scale anymore like they used to. Like we're talking like a 60% decrease on Countess's ultimate ability. It went from 160% to 100% scaling. Like that's crazy. That's crazy numbers. And I think most of the casters are in a great place now. Like I think Countess is exactly where you want her to be. They also added that little like time between in her Q now, in her shadow slip. And I think that makes her enjoyable to play against now. It really sucked when she could just blink in, drop her kit, blink out. You never touch her. Doesn't matter. You're never stopping her. Just like in
Russ,
Paragon.
what do you think about Gideon?
What do I think about Gideon? Let's just say I didn't have too much luck with Gideon at first. No. I think I had probably one of my most tilting matches on Fault thus far. It was one of my first times playing Gideon, and I don't think I hit a single ability all match, and I think my team thought I was inting.
I think Stranger
I wasn't inting. I'm just trash. But I was learning. All right. So I played him the next round and I lost again. And then maybe a couple times in, I feel like we're finally feeling good about Gideon. Like I feel like I finally started. It was when 0.4 came around too. I think something about the 0.4 changes in range. I was finally able to hit things. It was not the best experience with Gideon. Not the best. Don't ask me to play Gideon. All right. Just like I'll play anything else. But we're not playing Gideon.
I played Gideon yesterday, 2 games in a row, and made me never want to play him again. Now, does that mean he's not good? No, in fact, Gideon's probably the best mid laner in the game right now, even though he also got a nerf, which is kind of incredible. And it has to do with good. It has to do with the fact that Queen works with the amount of minions, and now there's more minions on the map, which means Queen's continuously giving you a ridiculous ton of energy armor now.
So the aspects were not tuned for how many minions there are. And also, on top of that, I think I was talking with Faded, who said this. He made a really good point that I've noticed, is that even though they received a nerf on their scaling, mages are still really powerful because you level up quicker now. And who benefits the most from leveling up?
Mages.
And so they're getting to their most powerful so much quicker than they were before. Yeah. And at that point, they're just scary no matter what.
It also might have something to do with the fact that Gideon just has to hit the R button, and all casters and carries in that circle just die. Doesn't matter if they're full health. Doesn't matter if they're full health or just dead.
It's great. You just
fall over.
Now that's something you can agree on, right, Russ? Gideon's ult still feels like it feels more amazing than ever.
Oh, I think it's very, very powerful, and in combination with something like an Eldritch Flame, where that thing is proccing,
crazy.
It's pretty powerful. But the thing is that like any caster, any burst caster, any mage that gets the end game power is going to be ridiculous. I mean, that's exactly what they're supposed to do. And if you don't have, if your support isn't stunning him out of his ult, then of course you're supposed to die. Like that's what's supposed to happen when he's at full health. He's supposed to just destroy everything he sees. So it's all about the counterplay. Absolutely. Like now, see if he gets stunned out of his ult, or if maybe he gets silenced by a mana muzzle. Like, hey, he can't do anything. He's a sitting duck. So it's like goes both ways, because he built all damage. Now he's like weak. And now you just gotta play right with your team, and he's out of here. I don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing Gideon. I'm just not good with it. I enjoy Gideon as a character. He's just not my character.
I feel that. I
feel that same way about every single character right now. I love them all. I just suck.
Oh man.
I love them.
You want to know what's really awesome is I've always been of the fan of the mentality that, like, just because I don't know, I always think mages should feel strong if they're winning, like because they're kind of the second carry of the game, just like, you know what I mean. And maybe it's just me, but I think like, okay, they might be, maybe Queen might be kind of incredible if they farm well and they get ahead, but overall I think mages are pretty good. I'm happy with them. I'm happy.
I disagree with that. I think their level scaling needs to be tuned down, and some of the aspects need to be tuned down. Because right now, as a carry, so here's the problem, right? It's that you got to think about it from another, like, from a tank, they feel right. From a support, they feel right. But from a carry's perspective,
oh, they suck.
So carries feel they're starting to feel better. But when you have like another mage on like if you have 2 mages on the enemy team, you're just, as a carry, you're dead. If it's Bellica Gideon, if it's Kwong, Countess, whatever it is, just as a carry, you're dead. That's it. Goodbye.
It does feel bad. It does feel bad being a carry, playing any kind of mage, let alone 2. And you can play 2 mages without any problem. You can just put Kwong anywhere. Right, doesn't matter where.
Oh, my wife says hi to you, Russ. I don't know if you see her there in chats.
Anywhere.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I waved. Yeah. I did one of these numbers. Hey.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. You were in mid conversation. I didn't want to break.
No, you're fine. Oh, by all means, interrupt me at any point. I've never usually have anything.
Oh, okay, yeah. Next time I'll just stop you mid-conversation like I just did. Yeah.
Just stop it. Don't even bother.
Super weird here. All the top players say mages are still super strong. Well, it's because they are. Like, first off, Kwong is absolutely incredible right now. Like, he literally hits you with a tether and you die because he hits you with one ability, hits you with 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the same thing that happens with Bellica too. It's her stun guarantees the rest of her kit.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean,
it's not a bad thing because that means all the abilities go on cooldown right after that. So that's no big deal.
It just feels like every mage right now is a combo mage because every mage, if you hit one ability, you're hitting all of them, except for Gideon. He's the only one where you can still miss. And oddly enough, he's the one who's supposed to be the combo mage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good point.
That is a good point, actually. I never thought
they're
of that.
also all of the casters in the game right now, except for Gideon, can pretty much, because Countess is the same way, right?
Yeah,
she'll jump on you, she one ability lands them all, and she has an auto lock. Right?
Yeah.
On her first ability. Her engage ability is auto lock. So that's kind of how they are right now. And I'm excited to see as another mid laner hopefully comes in, but that's kind of the caster variety, right? Like, because I think who's another caster? I'm thinking about maybe the Fae. The Fae and Gadget is to lock everybody in. Gadget just unloading all your abilities. So that's why I think it's important to have a support that is there with a mana muzzle or the sustain to make it through that with their, the white cards, which the white cards, don't sleep on those cards.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
They're pretty powerful. I don't know if you've ever used one on your support. You probably should.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Narbash, that builds blue instead of white. Looking at you. I'm looking at you, bro. Really helpful to the carry.
I just wanted to say, I just wanted to ask. This Friday, we got 2 new heroes. Who are the heroes? Who do people think the heroes are?
I always just guess Richter and Richter. Always.
Now, I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm not going to show it. Because I didn't ask and I said I would and I didn't. But long story short, I'm not going to show it on stream.
Rip.
But there definitely was an accidental leak about who the heroes were. And I don't think anyone saw it. Only about one of them.
In Deadshot or what?
I can't tell you, but there definitely was. Was. So if you can find
really
that,
keep your eyes peeled for these leaks.
If you find it, you can figure out it doesn't confirm anything, but it pretty much confirms everything.
Oh, so it's like one of those pretty much like.
You know.
So Stranger knows already. He's in the know.
But it's only one of them. It's not 2 of them. It's not both. So that's all I'll say about that. But who are the heroes?
Russ, you're our esteemed guest today. I want you to get first pick hero. If you're going to pick any 2 heroes.
So from what I've seen, from what I've speculated, I'm thinking. Obviously we're talking about duo lane, right? So they said. In the announcement, they said there's a strange occurrence in the duo lane. So you're obviously like two heroes in the duo lane.
Was that their wording?
Mm-hmm. They said there's a disturbance in the duo lane specifically.
Oh.
Yeah. So that really ticked it off as okay, it's probably, and they're probably not going to drop 2 carries. Probably not going to drop 2 supports. Probably. They'd probably drop them as a set, right?
We got a detective ass on now. Look at
So I think overall in the Russ bus, we're pretty determined that we're looking at seeing Grim and Decker, but not 100% sure. You can never be 100% sure. But with the 2 orbs that you saw in the, I don't know if you have those. I'm not watching the stream right now, but if the collision of the 2 orbs definitely looked like, Grim EXE's ultimate from one side, and then obviously Decker throws her little bubble stun as well. Yeah. So I think that's what we're thinking. I don't know. It could be somebody different. We're still,
Those are the two most popular ones I've seen.
Listen, I was a Decker main. I'm telling you, I'm so excited for the day Decker gets in the game, and I'm hoping it's this Friday. But if it's not, I'll be okay. We wonder what it also means with the way Russ just said it. It could still be Richter. Who knows? In that duel, because it is a duel.
I always assume Richter.
I think it would be a little strange that they didn't have the hook in I
don't know what you're talking about.
It would have been a little bit more of a hint if they would have, had an ability that he might be using.
Come on,
in Norweginator's heart of hearts, it is Richter. It is Richter.
You know what? I think it was Richter.
It's always Richter.
Yeah.
I think they're releasing Richter and then a different skin for Richter. Actually,
want to know what Dual Lane says it's not? Steve, it's not Crunch.
You don't gotta do a man like that. It's Crunch and Richter.
Listen, unless like Crunch now became a supporter ADC,
hey, if you never played Crunch support, you're not living life. Let me tell you right.
It's
how about that Crunch ADC?
Or
that Crunch ADC. I mean, that's an ability damage carry right there.
So I would have to agree with you though. If I'm gonna let my heart down and just think with my brain here, when I first saw those two balls, Grim and Decker were my first assumption as well. Yeah, no, I saw those two big balls in that GIF. First thing I thought of. Now, why are you laughing, Russ? What would you be laughing about? There's nothing funny about that sentence.
I thought it was phase. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna just close my mouth and listen.
You don't have a dirty mind, do you?
No.
Okay,
no. Whoa.
I actually don't.
Chat. Is that strike two? Is that strike two?
No.
Whoa.
No, I don't think so because he took it there. I think honestly he said it.
Hang on.
So I think that's a strike one for Norweginator. Actually, I think we have a mark one for Norweginator. I think it's confirmed. Chat, thank you.
Chat, is that a strike for Russ or Norweginator, or is that no strike? You decide. And well, what do you think? A poll?
I mean, honestly, I just saw you laughing, Russ, and I was just asking why.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know.
Convenient.
Hang on. Well, we'll make a poll. Is that strike two? Is that strike two?
So
or strike one?
Not at all. There's no way.
So that's what I was saying. When I saw these two big balls, the first thing I thought of was Grim and Decker. That's just that's the first thing I thought of.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that statement for sure. I cannot disagree there.
So, Russ, when you saw those two big balls, that was the first thing you thought of as well, right?
Yeah. I was thinking Grim, that's a big ball, and I was thinking Decker, that's also another ball.
It's a lot of balls. It's a lot of balls that we're thinking about.
Two balls are confirmed entering the Agoran arena.
Yes.
So
two great big balls.
I can agree with.
we got
a lot more balls than Agora.
Hang on. Well, we got a little. I'm starting the poll.
Wow, that's just no one's on my side, huh? That's rough.
Oh boy.
I'm always laughing. When am I not laughing? That's a good question. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I be honest for a second? I didn't realize what I was saying until after I said it, and I saw the look on Russ's face. I was like, oh, whoops. So I don't think.
Wow. Jay, that's a statement.
Wait, what?
What do we got?
That is a statement.
You can call that.
Reading. Wow.
that's a lot of things to say all at once.
I think you actually might get the medal. So I give out a medal on my stream, and it's called the Medal of Taking It There. And I think you might have actually took it there. I need to adorn you with this medal. You have taken it there, sir.
Yeah. Now we got to bring it back. We got to bring it back because.
All right, let's get back to the balls.
No, thank you. No.
Oh no. Okay, I misunderstood. I misread that. I'm sorry. Go on.
Get there. Okay. Come on. Let's be honest. It's FaZe and Grim.
FaZe.
That's who I think. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. I think it's FaZe and Grim.
So I would. My first impression was FaZe and Grim, and I was deterred from FaZe because her her ability is not a ball, it is a leash, and so there would be like a following like leash behind the ball on the left. And if you're looking at the leaked, not the leak, but the footage that they posted online, the disturbance post or whatnot on their Twitter.
Let's bring it up. Let's bring up the disturbance.
Well, just keep in mind that they can literally change all of these kits as they please. If they wanted to give her something else, it's not exactly out of the question.
The gathered footage, as Dagger says. Dagger is ready. My dude is ready. He knows.
Listen, you can't tell me.
And Dagger,
you can't tell me that is not.
If anybody knows, it's probably Dagger. Deger. No, it's probably him.
This is, you can't tell me that. Look, there's even something following behind it. That is definitely FaZe.
So I don't think it is, but I just wouldn't be surprised if it was, because it's got that same like purple color.
It does. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, but hers doesn't, like, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying they could have repurposed effects. They could have made up their new effects for different abilities. When I think of Decker, it was more blue. Maybe I'm crazy.
But Decker also had that little circle around the ball when she threw it, right? Remember how it had that little energy? I remember that because when it blew up, it would do like an aura effect. I remember that. Do you not remember that? I thought I did.
I might not be as true of a Paragon hero as you were, because I don't remember that.
Did FaZe even use a ball? No, she used a little leash, and there was a ball. Don't get me wrong, there was a ball on the front end of it before it hit the person, and that's why I also thought it was FaZe at first, but I think it is Decker. We'll see. You know, we'll leave it to be seen. And
wait, didn't the post say something that we're going to see something tomorrow? In that announcement?
Wait, did it?
Yeah, there was a post. The post earlier today said that we would know more by tomorrow.
We're currently recovering damage footage, and we'll release the full video tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll know.
How did you not know this, stranger?
Sometimes
we read this on chat earlier.
It was just too many words when I woke up this morning.
There was more than 5. It was.
We need the TLDR next time, Ryan.
Yeah.
That short post wasn't short enough.
Honestly, Ryan, when we asked for more communication, we actually meant less communication. Come on now.
Less is more.
Wow, someone's saying strike one for stranger.
For the rest of us, it wasn't an issue, but you can just send a TLDR. TLDR.
Even that's too long. That's too long. We got to shorten that too.
TLDR, it's too long even there.
Got to shorten all of it.
Say that.
Wow.
Either way,
for whom?
So I know it has to be Grim for sure with that like ult that I recognize. It has to be Grim. I would be surprised if it wasn't him.
I'm just letting you know. There's currently a poll in chat that says who got the strike from the balls thing, whatever.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Norway is currently in the lead for his first strike. If you make it to 3 strikes, something terrible will happen.
I understand that Russ has been absolutely like buying you guys off. I understand this is already dirty from the beginning. I won't take it seriously. I will not equivalent to this.
Oof.
But as I was saying,
tell me what
either of these heroes would excite me. Honestly, any of the Paragon heroes would excite me. I want more diversity in the game. The faster we can get that, the better, in my opinion.
Why? So I saw tell the appeal of FaZe. I'm gonna let's just put it this way.
There's no.
Oh yeah, look at it.
Yes,
even on the stream right now. It's me pulling up the announcements, reading it earlier. The footage you're playing on stream. Look at that.
That's some good timing.
Okay, you're right. This is why I personally like FaZe. The flash is better than Narbash's E, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The pull and the rope is way better than his thunk.
Yep.
The ult is honestly just incredible.
Yep.
and she also has a stun. That's a Kamehameha.
Now, as a Narbash main, that's why I hated her. They literally made her do everything Narbash could do, but better. Her heals were better than his heals. Her CC was better than his heals. Her empowerments were better than his empowerments.
True.
Everything that Narbash could do, she just did better.
And she was a ranged support. Oh my goodness.
As a Narbash main, I was real salty back in the day. And honestly, I haven't let go yet. I'm not ready to accept her in my heart.
That's the appeal. That's the appeal of FaZe.
She's just better. It's that simple.
And she has that cyberpunk feel, you know?
You also have to look at the fact that she is so much smaller in size, just as a hitbox.
That's a hitbox, yep.
That just makes you don't overlook that as a thing. I mean, Narbash is absolutely massive, and in a team fight, he is easily recognizable as the support and someone that's also going to be probably decently squishy, unless they pop their abilities, of course.
Which I will say, that's a plus for Narbash, because you can body block like a madman for your carry.
Depending on how you look at it, yeah.
Was FaZe OP? I would say FaZe was OP back in the day.
FaZe was OP. Like
there was a point where her healing was just way too much. Remember when she would do like 300 heals per second?
Yeah,
she would literally flash someone and get you up to full health. That was it.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah, you'd be flashed and then wake up from your dazed senses, and you now have a full health.
I'm just saying, there ain't a character that's more of a troll character than FaZe. Like, you can pull your people in and pull your people out, whatever you feel. That kind of scares me a bit, because you can. I used to play with Krypton on Paragon, and man, oh man, did I ever sometimes we go, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Get back here, like straight up like the Kane in those old theater commercials, like taking you off the stage. Like, no.
Well, I mean, I also think back about Wraith kind of the same way too, whereas like Wraith, I feel like that repositioning tool was crazy.
It is.
Yeah, real weird.
It's
similar. Like just people that are mispositioned. Mm-hmm. Just get penalized, and that's the same thing that happens with FaZe and Wraith, both of them.
Yep, and those are two of the biggest factors that made them as strong as they were, and they were like always meta. Ever since they came into the picture, they were meta, and honestly, they both kind of ruined the game. I didn't enjoy it.
You know what I liked about that era of Paragon? They were trying something new, and each hero brought a huge impact to the game, and they brought new abilities, new ideas. I loved that about those heroes. And when those heroes started with Seraph, it started with Seraph, Seraph, Aurora, Revenant, Morgash, FaZe, all of these heroes, right? Like, and you keep going on, and then Terra is at the end, and no one cares about Terra. Let's be honest. Sorry, Terra. Like, you suck. You sucked.
Well, she was difficult. Yes.
Are you saying you were a Terra fan? Are we breaking?
I was. I had a hard time with Terra. She was never my favorite character. But I did enjoy her in a team fight when I needed a tank.
Hang on, I just noticed, Mike. Thank you for the raid and host. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Mike. Thank you. I just noticed it now. Sorry, I was a bit late. But I just want to say we are talking about, so what we're talking about for everyone that is just tuned in, what a flippity flap though, this is Stranger or Big Moose, is the Faultarian Journal number 14. We're here with Russ the Bus, the gamer.
You gotta breathe. Hold on, you're gonna die. You're overloaded.
We are here with Russ the Bus, the gamer, and here we talk about all things Fault from a community perspective. We would love to hear all your opinions and you to weigh in. And that is Norweginator on the right, that is Russ down there, and Steve, who I think is AFK. EssayRead.
Now, Mike, did you notice how I wasn't there when you were a guest? But now that Russ is here, I'm here.
Listen, Mike, I told you last stream, man. If you want him to if you want Norway gone, just say the word. He's gone.
He already has a strike.
I already have a strike
against him.
Like,
we were talking about balls. Things happen.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're talking about is the heroes that are going to be released on Friday.
Which we've decided, by the way, is Richter and Rampage. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so we've We have decided Richter and Rampage is obviously who the next two heroes
We're 5
are.
heads over here. We're 5 heads.
But then
I don't know. I on the Twitter post, I definitely saw a large rock flying in the duo lane.
And Shane, you know what I mean?
New support.
You have to watch it.
And carry. Confirmed.
Yeah.
We're very excited about the new heroes. We're going to be seeing something tomorrow. They're talking about this recovered footage. So I'm guessing either another longer GIF, maybe a short video explaining their moves or something.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, premiering on the Strange Matter Studios YouTube page, we will find out who those heroes are, is what I'm assuming. That's the way they have it worded, at least, right? So I'm excited. Be there. 1 p.m. tomorrow. So what we're talking about on that? So we're talking about the new heroes, and then we're talking about all the second era of heroes, if you want to call it that. It started with Sereth, then we got Aurora, then we got FaZe, then we got Morigesh. No, then we got Revenant. And then I forget the rest. I don't know. It was a blur after that. Drongo, I think, was next. I don't know.
Yeah, Drongo was next. Drongo was super fun.
Oh, Shimby's in there somewhere. You know, everyone forgets about Shimby. Let's be honest.
No, are you kidding me? People love Shinbi. She's a super.
There's a lot of Shimby.
Oh, and Wukong was in there, but he's forgettable. He's in every game.
Well, he's not forgettable. Everyone just wants to forget him. There's a difference.
Yeah, the problem is if you forgot about Wukong, he was in your inhib.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Now, that was them taking split pushing and stuff too far. They were a little
back when
there.
Split pushing was you couldn't leave lane without having your tower lost.
Oh, that was the worst.
That was a moment. So, it was a moment. Not the brightest moment in Paragon, but it was a moment.
It was a moment. That we can confirm.
I would argue that every hero in the second era brought a fantastic new idea to the game. It added a new dynamic that only elevated the gaming experience. However, I don't think it was executed properly. I do think it was executed poorly in some of their design, but I think the grand idea behind it was great. And that's where Seraph came in and about just how bad she was. She was just bad.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, she's a lefty. I mean,
wait, hold on.
A lefty myself, I mean, we're creative, but we're not an ADC.
Hold on. I'm a lefty too, and I
am too.
With this.
Wait,
I think as a lefty, we're capable of everything.
Is this three left-handed people on the same stream?
Well, I think we have to shut it off. I think
this, ladies and gentlemen, is the sign of the apocalypse right here.
Illuminati just trickled in. Yeah, there's an eye watching us. Yeah, there's triangles in chat.
Honestly,
you're seeing them too. I thought I was going
I'm just
crazy.
saying, if you're big-brained, it's probably because you're left-handed.
True. No, Sereth, I loved. Did you say Sereth was bad?
Yeah.
No.
I was saying that she's left-handed.
Okay, no, you were saying that. But you were saying she's bad. Sereth was amazing.
You're off.
She was very good.
She was bad.
She was very good.
No way. She was fun.
She had her moments. There was times where she was powerful, and then I think they nerfed her, and then
I remember
even after the nerf.
I remember there was a time where she was so good only for a week. I think it was version 40. I'm not entirely sure. It was only for the 1 week. And she you would build her purple items, and you never did that before. I don't even remember what the purple items are. I just remember that's how you would build her, and the people played her jungle a lot because she would rip. She would absolutely fry at that moment in that 1 week. That was the only single week, in my opinion, that Seraph was good. She was never good before or after that. I
strongly disagree. I could rock Seraph in any lane, honestly, except for
it was fun because it was finally a melee carry. And we didn't have, other than Yin, we didn't have a whole lot of options in the melee carry variety. So it's definitely something that's missed right now in the meta, or in the options of characters, I should say, to have a true melee carry. Someone that has kit dedicated to that. There's character. Don't get me wrong. There's characters you can build right now for a melee carry, if you will, but that's just a bruiser that you built full damage.
Here's the real question: what's better, Bellica ADC and Fault, or Sereth carry in Paragon?
Well, okay, so you have to realize it's not that it was a melee carry. It was the fact that the movement options were nuts and
what is
fun
that?
to play with.
No, I think like you're comparing apples and oranges there because ADC. It's not an ADC.
Yeah, I don't think
that's not attack damage. That's ability damage.
Yeah, and you want to know what's crazy?
You're right. You're right.
Carry. Bellica is an ability damage hero, and I think she was still better at carry than Seraph ever was.
I strongly disagree. So strongly. Oh my gosh.
I hate to tell you.
Just didn't play with the right Seraph. I think there was a Seraph out there.
Got EssayRead here?
I think you might have been.
Empty right hand. They have their mace in the left and they have their right hand ready to just slap you right on the cheeks.
Yeah, I think you might have been bad. Stranger.
Ready for you, stranger.
Bad.
Yep.
She was amazing. Oh wait, we have
my Seraph players out. They're like, yep, I got a whole open hand ready for you.
This is like asking, do you want me to stab you or do you want food? Well, which one's going to make me stronger? Like, do I respawn after being stabbed? I don't know.
Bang! Hi! Hello, sorry, I'm so slow on the messages. Yeah, Wukong was a carry, but everyone played him off lane for obvious reasons because no one cared about off lane, so he would just get to end him.
Wukong wasn't a carry. Minutes. You know what? This melee carry. Listen.
He was more effective at
Listen,
off lane.
This melee carry shtick that they tried to roll up with in Paragon, I understand it's a cool concept. I understand that, but it never was successful. And this is never. Listen, and it never ended up being their main role ever. You know what? Let me put it to you this in perspective. Their first attempt at a melee carry in Paragon was Greystone. Tell me, name one time he was played in ADC. That's a fact. He was actually advertised as an ADC.
Well, that's just a mischaracterization of his abilities.
Has anyone noticed that Stranger seems incredibly high, or is that just me?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
He's smoking some of that Canadian herb.
I don't know what happened.
He's smoking some Canadian
He had a little
herbs.
bit too many weenies in the back of the Russ bus.
Wait, and they're old, by the way. We told you not to eat those. They're old.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. See, Artbang understands. All melee carries became offlaners or junglers, and that's just how it was. None of them actually ended up being their primary lane, ended up being ADC.
That's not because they were bad at being a carry. That's because
they were never better than Twin Blast, Sparrow, or Murdoch.
No, that's because carries were so good that you could put a carry in off lane and go double carry. That's why. If you watch competitive games, what do they do?
Okay.
Double carries.
First off, the only person that ever did double carry was Suki as Revenant.
No, he's not the only one.
After that, sometimes you saw Bellica off lane if Ram Riddles was hacking. After that, you saw nothing. So
no, you saw double carry quite often in quite a lot of iterations of Paragon. And that's because it was viable.
Well, yeah, Wraith. Because Wraith was the thing, and then you just had to do a lane filled with Wraith and another carry.
And it's not because Seraph was a bad carry or Wukong was a bad carry. They were great carries. It's just they were so good that they could literally survive an off lane and you could go double carry. Same thing with Wraith.
I think that's a decent point. Yeah, I mean, I think about traditional, you had the pseudo range carry in Yin, and she was very effective, I think. And I'm excited to see her come back as well because that will, the fact that she can push back stuns. You have Decker coming in. Yeah. I don't know.
She literally counters the entire meta right now. She would really shake things up.
I think Shin. Yin.
Wait, are we talking about Shin or Yin? Are we talking about
Yinbi?
Wait, what?
No, Yinbi. Yin Blast.
Yin Blast. I remember.
Hang on.
I remember that character.
Are we talking about Shinbi or Yinbi? Wait, Shinbi or Yin? Shinbi or Yin? All right. Are we talking?
I want to see a collab between Narbash and Shinbi.
Ah, okay.
Narby.
Yeah, that's just Barbie. It's Barbie with drums and she's a pop star, but she's an ogre.
Hang on. Now you guys kind of got salty. You're telling me that Seraph ADC was actually viable?
Yeah.
I think in certain points in the meta, I don't think she was always viable, but I think she was viable in certain scenarios. Yeah, I mean, any character, that's the thing about a MOBA. Any character is viable against another team. You know, like whatever the team comp is on the opposite side, that makes them viable, not like their singularity.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. That's true.
It's who you're up against that makes them viable. Like, and if the meta is that the characters that are in meta are good against Seraph, then she's going to be out of, then she's not going to be viable in, top tier gameplay. But like, I think there was times certainly where Seraph was good against the in meta characters if you wanted to do an off meta pick or something to just change things up a little bit.
Now, of course, all of these characters we're talking about them, it completely depends on what iteration of Paragon.
Whoa.
Because each new iteration literally messed with like the whole entire character lineup and so like we could literally be talking about two different Seraphs right now. That's also kind of the problem with this discussion.
That's true.
Yeah, I think we are, and that's what I'm talking about. Is that like this game is always going to be in flux. It's always going to be a change in meta, and that obviously, like, even if the meta seems like it's good, I think it still behooves the Fault team to change the meta, even if it's in a good position, because it adds varieties. But variety is the spice of life.
And I
don't think even if League was in its best form, I don't think that the League meta would change, would stay that forever, because they just need to switch it up so that new, other characters get more interesting.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And the only competitive scene where I see that not being a thing is Tachanka in Rainbow Six Siege. I think he always has to be just a straight meme. And if you know in Rainbow Six Siege, then you know that needs to be true. Tachanka needs to just be the Lord.
Sometimes some truths just need to stay in stone. Just so everybody has a little bit of stability.
I just want to say, Mike, your comment made me laugh.
Those drooling maggots.
That's
Mike. Do you even know the Paragon community at all? Are you even aware?
Oh my goodness! I just I agree with him. I'm not gonna lie. I agree. Like,
okay.
But that's okay. We agree to disagree.
And only one of
the ability to go invisible, or not invisible, invincible.
You know what? I'm just gonna take a real shot. The only melee carry that was ever successful at being a melee carry was Yin. And she wasn't really a melee carry. She was half and half.
So why do you think, I have to ask, this isn't even like the topic we're going to talk about, but I have to ask, why didn't you work as a melee carry in your eyes?
Wait, who? Sarah?
Sarah, yeah.
Because she had to get too close. And she was just she just wasn't, even, I know this might sound crazy, but like even with her ability to not get hit with her Q, and even with her RMB where she jumped up in the air, and I forget what her E was, whatever, it was something. It's when she slapped her wings and hit you or whatever.
That would literally take half of someone's health and slow them down to like an 80-year-old person with arthritis.
Yeah, but then she gets stunned and she's dead.
She doesn't get stunned because she can literally go invincible.
No, but then you have FaZe on her hip, who as soon as she gets stunned, pulls her out. That's because she came out at the same time as FaZe. So that's what people would do, as you'd have this melee character that would be an ADC and jump in and do damage, but then you had FaZe to pull her out as soon as she got stunned, because it didn't matter, even if she got stunned.
Honestly, so I'll say this. Seraph was a difficult hero because she was a carry. Carry's already a difficult role, and with this one, you have to get up close. If you were bad at Seraph, you were terrible at Seraph. If you were good at Seraph, you were a fucking monster with Seraph.
Yeah, I think, and I think you bring up, Mike brought up a good point that she would have a hard time getting farm. And I think she did against people that were, were using range.
That completely depended on matchup and also like first ability and starting items and stuff like that. If you knew how to build her, if you knew how to farm with her little, I don't know what it was because I was playing PlayStation back in the day. Her invincible thing. Right, like that was an easy way to get farm.
His name's Trevor, right? Like that's what we're calling him now, is Trevor.
Big Bertha. Always gonna be Big Bertha in my eyes. It's Big Bertha. Look at that.
What do you think? Is the new Raptor going to be called Big Raptor, T-Rex, Trevor?
Yes, Plebs.
Big Bertha,
I was definitely a pleb. I'll give you that.
or Rapzilla. What do you think?
Barney's also a good one, but
Barney's another one. We need
No, that's very much copyrighted, Barney.
Just a little bit.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right. You're right. We can't do that. Well, what do you think?
Yeah,
what do you think should be the community consensus, if I may say that? What do you think we should be calling it? What does everyone think? Should we be doing a poll? Do you think we need to do another poll?
Jeez. I think honestly, yeah, small arm. That's a hard one. You can't just come up with it. The community as a whole needs to come up with that one. I think that one's just going to come over time. We're looking at a big dino here. And through my master's degree in all things bones, and dinos, and cultivation of all things prehistoric, Jurassic Park. I think we're looking at something that we're going to have to come together as a community here. It's way, way too big of a dino to be nailing down with one name. I think we're looking at something with multiple names.
I agree.
Something prehistoric, something just out of this world Agoran,
Kind of like Big Bertha. I agree. Big Bertha. You're right, Russ. I agree with you.
We don't know.
I can sneak that one in.
We don't know. I don't think.
Okay.
I have to try.
Yeah.
Now, so we talked about heroes, and we talked about how range is always going to be better in Paragon. And
no, we didn't talk.
About
a nice little slide in of your opinion there.
So as we've all agreed upon, Sarah's ass. You're a slippery.
Now that we've all agreed that Rampage needs to be in the game with his full jump.
You know what? I just got.
Well, first of all, that we can agree.
That was strike one for me. Okay, that was strike one.
So toxic.
We're talking about the HUD. The HUD.
That's a big conversation right there.
I share the frustration with the community. So I have to put a disclaimer. I am a mod for Strange Meta Studios on their Discord, right? So I deal with a lot of trying to explain to people that things take time, things take work, and I say that because I believe in it. There's things that have taken precedence. There's things that they've had to work on that were more important to the actual gameplay feel, and they fixed that, and it feels amazing now, and I'm glad they did that. But I was so excited to see that HUD, like when they said it was like a couple of weeks away. I was so excited, and I think it'll be even better now. It'll have more of an impact because you'll be having that HUD on a game that actually feels like a MOBA.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, like they had to put it in behind, right? Like the FPS crashes were crazy. Like it had to take the back burner to that. That had to do priority. I completely agree. And I understand they're an indie company and it's technically in early access, and I shouldn't really be complaining about having to wait longer because that's a reasonable reason. Because I have a completely 100% valid reason why I have to wait longer. But listen, Strange Matter, you have always delivered. That is one thing I got to give. You've always delivered. But there's another consistency with that. You've never been on time. You've never been on time.
Not never, but in recent history, there have been setbacks.
I don't know.
Do you remember Coast Alphas and all that? You having a time lapse? They delivered and then some every single time.
That's true. They always deliver. Yeah. Every time they have an update, it's always super fantastic and always furthers the game in a positive manner. And that's like been the route. That's been something they do super fantastically of. Like it's awesome.
It seems like since early access, there was just a big something happened, right? Something got messed up because I'm pretty sure like all those issues that they had, they weren't even expecting that. Some systems were moved. I don't know. Something happened which just set everything back, and it's disrupted their whole timeline and their whole schedule.
But in reality, like I just in reality, I don't think it's a problem that they're delaying stuff. I don't see it as a problem. I don't.
So here's my thoughts, right? So I'm not a moderator. I'm not connected to them in a obligation way other than I am a Fault partner. But in my opinion, And this is me speaking of someone that was in a space of a small business startup. We were one of the fastest 500 growing companies in the world. And the thing that I had, that we had knowledge, and what we always thought when we were thinking about deadlines is you never want to give, like, the whole thing is like, you never know if you're going to be able to hit your deadline until you have it pretty much completed.
Yeah.
So my suggestion for Fault would be that if you know something big is going to be coming, just if you don't know exactly, if you can't, like, even if you think you know when it's going to be done, if you don't have it done, don't give a deadline. We don't need to know. We just need to know that the game's getting better. Give out consistent updates. If the game's getting better, we don't need to know when you have, under promise and over deliver. Exactly, Tridian. I think that's more of a stance that I would like to see Fault make, because we're just going to be, obviously they're going to be moving as quickly as they possibly can, and they're trying to put their best foot forward. And I don't want them to overstep themselves and try to put way too much energy into it and burn themselves out. I'd rather have them take their time, do things well.
I agree.
Right. And I'd rather see them, like, we don't need to have these things right away. They're a small developing studio. I want them to focus first off on getting the game to a balanced state, and then working on getting UI changes and all this stuff. But we don't need the deadlines before you have the proof of that it's going to be completed in this time. I think if you just switch your, I think I'm going back on what I'm saying here, but like, it's just extra, just like, that's how I feel about it. And like,
no, I agree.
I think deadlines aside, like, as far as they've gotten Fault at this point, I think is impressive. And I think for what the developing studio size they are, I think they've put out something really good, and there's a lot of promise there.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to overpromise and expect it to go perfectly, because if you expect it to go perfectly, something goes wrong and everybody's frustrated. And if we didn't even know, we wouldn't be frustrated because we didn't know it was coming, and then we'd just be excited that it was here when it got here. I think, yeah,
I did, yeah. So like that I actually love the way you put that, Russ. I actually think you said it like very poetically, a little bit too, very eloquently, and I really think,
just a shift in the mindset, I think, fixes a lot of the issues in terms of people being frustrated with it. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be frustrated about it if I didn't know it was even a thing, and I'd be happily surprised if it just showed up in my lap, and I'm like, holy crap. Like, 0.4 was the biggest update of our lives, and we had no idea it was coming. And I didn't have to wait a week through, deadline pushbacks.
And it seems like that's what they are doing more recently right now. That seems to be their big focus.
They're learning, right? Like they've openly admitted they're new to this, and they're learning as they go, and that's apparent. And not on top of that, their communication, ever since they said they were going to have better communication, which was, I think it started a week ago. I think it was exactly a week ago. It might have been a couple weeks. They have stepped it up. Shout out to Ryan Red. I have to give you a salute to the hat. I think what you're doing with the social media right now is nothing short other than fantastic. I really want you to hear that. I hope everyone agrees with me. I think you're doing fantastic. I certainly do. And you know what? I saw it in the chat. So I even just talking about it's going to grind my gears a little bit, because I think I disagree with the community on this one. I think I disagree.
What did you say? What did they say?
It wasn't about the delays. That's the problem. Well, it is for some, but for the majority, it's not, because it is EA. You're going to get delays. It happens, whatever. They were always using the word transparency. They're throwing that word around a lot.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I don't even know how to take a stance on this without saying, maybe it's because I'm a mod and I see, like, and I deal with the chat and I look at the chat every day, or maybe it's not that. I don't know, but I thought when they're knowing that they were working on it, and knowing that the reason they couldn't show us more because they had no more to show because they were working on it. They were making it. They were literally building a car, aka like building a patch. You know what I mean? So, so they just couldn't. They just literally couldn't. And I don't know. I personally thought their transparency was pretty okay. Like there's some criticisms, there's some fair criticisms, but overall, I would say it was pretty good. It was pretty.
Well,
good.
I know me and Swole talked about it a lot last time. That it wasn't just about like having something new to show. It's just more like, hey, you know, like if something goes wrong, tell us. Like that's the whole fun of being you know, part of this early access. When something goes wrong, say, hey, here's something funny. We had 2 heroes. Everything went to shit. We're working on it. You know, like it's a lot better than waiting until the last possible moment to say, oh, by the way, it's delayed. Which I understand. I can sympathize with it. I can empathize. But from a consumer perspective, like that's the point of EA. We get to be part of that journey. We get to see we get to see them cooking, like in the kitchen. We don't have to wait for the finished meal.
Yeah.
We get to kind of like have a little looking glass into the kitchen with them.
Now, yeah, I don't want to harp on it too much because they have been trying, they have improved.
Oh yes,
and
they've done a great job.
All that, right? I just I don't know. Maybe I think we were just a bit too harsh. Maybe.
Oh no, for sure. As a community, we were very harsh.
You know, like yeah.
Let's say that they were going to take our lesson and learn from it. Entire operations like that don't turn around in 2 hours. Yeah. They don't just go back and go, oh, you guys are right. Let's like things take time. There's a lot of internal coordination.
And don't get me wrong, waiting 3 weeks for 0.4 or 0.4 almost, or it might have been 2 weeks. I don't know. It felt like a year. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was somewhere in between there. For 0.4, the latest patch, it was a long wait. It felt like a long wait. In reality, it wasn't, but it felt like it, at least to me. And like I'm with you there. I was like, oh gosh, just give me something. Come on, like the Mr. Bean waiting gif again. Like I go back to that. Like I was really laying in the grass waiting. That's what I felt like at the end of it. But like, it's here now. Game's good.
And they made huge changes in how they communicate. Like even you can just tell like from like the wording of their posts, how they're talking to everyone, how much information we've gotten. Can we pull up all these announcements? I think we got roughly around 235 announcements in the past week. I might be exaggerating, but it definitely felt like it.
235.
I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I'm not. Doesn't feel like by much.
Russ, what do you think? What do you think on this? What's your opinion
on the idea of like the updates and versions coming out?
The idea of
communication between the community and I think things have been going. In my opinion, I haven't been too bummed about it, but I think what a lot of people run into is they're, maybe they're just sitting on the general chat of, the SMS, Discord, and they're sitting in there and there's all these people that, we're all in there. We're expecting something great and we want something great. And you want it right now. And I think it's hard because obviously it's such a small team that are, they're trying to get it out quick. I think in terms of the communication, they're letting us know when things are, an issue, when things arise and there needs to be deadlines. When that happens, it's a bummer that it does happen. And in terms of, you were saying, Stranger, you were saying their transparency. I think there's a level of transparency that's, in my opinion, needed for a community to thrive and to grow and feel like it's being listened to.
I agree.
And I think the balance is getting better. I think there was a struggle there. And it comes with how things come down the pipeline, right? I think you do want transparency, but you also need to, Russ is wearing the same shirt. Yes, because that's from my stream earlier today, Mike.
It's just his lucky shirts. He was covering the journal and he knew he needed his lucky
I actually
shirt.
haven't changed since this morning. It's weird. No, I just closed down my stream an hour before this one, so still haven't changed. Although it's sweat. It's full of sweat from all that winning I've been doing today. It feels good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can smell your sweat through your voice. Like I can.
Oh yeah, you can feel how sweaty I'm feeling. I'm oozing confidence today after all those wins I got with Spider Bite. Spider Bite and I were catching dubs left and right. And he was slinging his webs, and I was just kind of like driving right over it with the bus, So that's
Spider Bite hates playing with me. I think Spider Bite legit might try to kill me one day.
I smell like victory. I smell like just confidence.
Smell like victory. All right. Okay.
That and just a combination of Old Spice. But in terms of the transparency, I think they've done a pretty good job of I'm trying to do that. I mean, you can try. You're not going to be able to do it perfect every time, and I think you're going to have to expect some failures there. But I think overall, it goes back to not overexerting your team over, over promising. Over promising and then not being able to follow through on that. I think that leans itself towards being transparent. It's hard to be transparent when you're like, bogged down by all these wow, we're really getting hit by a lot of delays, and I don't want to really be transparent with that. I get not wanting to be transparent with, we actually messed up the UI and we have to remake it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear that, and so it's also kind of like, wow, that's a bummer that, that those things do happen though. So,
it's already rough to deal with that internally. And since it's such a small company, I'm sure everything hits just a little bit more personally, right? When they have to post things that were delayed. Mm-hmm. I'm sure, I don't know how much of that goes into effect on how they communicate, but regardless, it has to hurt regardless. It has to suck.
I mean, you want to push it out as fast as you can, and you're going to hit delays. And I think as a community as a whole, the community is so small, right? We have to be positive now. If we're not positive now, it's going to be really hard to be positive when there's a lot of people. It's built from the ground up, and that's why the Russ Bus is built for a positive community, but built for just trying to keep a level head, even in the losses, even in when the meta might become strange, if you will. It might become unenjoyable at times, and that just happens with MOBAs. They'll become unbalanced when new characters come out, and you try to keep it under control, but it happens from time to time. So
it happens. It happens.
Y'all ever heard of a Carolina dog?
I'm more of a Seattle dog guy. Cream cheese on that puppy. Cream cheese and grilled onions.
But I got myself. We got we got mayo. We got what's it called?
The Americans.
You got that from the back of the bus, huh?
Hold on. What is that called? I forgot. I'll get back to it. You guys go on. I just got very excited because my wife brought me in food, and now I'm very sad because I realized no one wants to watch me eat.
Right. As we were saying, I think they're doing good.
Coleslaw. I got it. We got it.
Their socials and everything have been super fantastic.
Cream cheese on the hot dog.
Ever since they stepped it up, they've really stepped it up. I think the transparency level is super fantastic right now. Everyone's getting those teasers that they feel they need, that they feel entitled to, and as well, we see people coming into the Discord now, fresher than Febreze himself came into the Discord for 30 minutes the other day, yesterday I think it was, or the day before. That is awesome. I think that's what is needed for an indie community, or really any community in all. It's nice to see everyone jump in there, especially the devs that have they literally know everything that that the consumers want to know, right?
And I'll add this to that on the conversation to just kind of tack it up. I mean, in terms of I feel like social media we've been a lot more active there recently in terms of Strange Matter. And I think that's going to be really, really big. A lot of people, I saw some people in in the Discord of Strange Matter saying, hey, I see you guys putting out a lot of content on Instagram and stuff like that. Why don't you focus that energy on the patch? Get the patch out faster. And you know what? Like, if we don't have Instagram, if we don't have, all these different YouTube videos, Twitch, things like this happening right now, new people won't find the game and we won't have a game, right? So that's more important right now as the growth of the community than it is. And I say it's just as important. And you can't, like, the team that's working on the Instagram, the team that's working on the socials is not the same team that's working on developing the game. It's not the same skill set. You have a separate person for that. So, I mean,
absolutely,
if they're working on Instagram posts and putting good time into that, it doesn't mean they're not working on their, developing the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think you have to keep that in mind as well, that they're only a small team and like each person has their role, and you can't just like choose one day I'm going to be a car mechanic. That doesn't work. So I think we just have to keep that in mind. Stay positive. They're working on it.
Stay positive. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. Yeah, it's just a big thing. And yeah. Again, shout out to Strange Matter, and I really want to shout out Ryan Rad. I love seeing the socials every day. I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I'm excited to see it go forward in the future. So we got to talk about it. I mentioned it last week, and it's funny because like I see nothing about it in the Discord. But you know what's funny? People used to look at the Trello page like it was a religion before early access came out. They were literally like, because that was the only info for a little bit we were getting while they were like heavy under development, right? And it's like their sneaky way. They never announced it. They're just like, oh, it's updated kind of thing, and it's been on there since August 5th. They talked about item art. It wasn't on there before August 5th. I can guarantee you that because it just wasn't. And it's there now. And man, they showed us the Bale armor, and they showed us the boots, and they showed us Jar of Hearts, I do believe. So they showed us a red aspect, purple aspect, a green aspect. So we need white and blue.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see the art, and I'm excited to see the 3D modeling too. It'll definitely add, more flavor to the game, add a little bit more depth. And actually add a little bit more usability for new players too, because I think right now, looking through the item shop as a new player, if you understand and have played Paragon, you can kind of understand what's going on. But in terms of not having an image to kind of like lock down as like, oh, this is the card I like to build, I think it can get really confusing really fast for new players. So I'm excited to see that'll probably make the game a lot easier for new players as well. And I'm excited to see just the different, the styles of art that we can get in that. It is definitely going to be like, I'm excited to see just in general, just more, oh my goodness.
I knew he turned off
more
his camera
art in general, like, different avatars, different, skins coming in the game. But obviously those things are like coming later down the line. Obviously you want balance. You want to bring in new characters. It'll be cool to see all that.
We got an issue.
What? We have something going on here.
Norweginator, your mustache is magically grown in the last few seconds. Okay, it's gone now. It's good.
Okay, that's toxic.
That was almost strike 2. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
is it?
Oh. One down, one to go.
Goodness, that's a lot, dude. It's just a lot.
It is. It's a lot. You don't get to my Viking rating size without a lot of food.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That makes
Sorry,
sense.
Russ. I just completely cut you off at like when you were.
No, you're totally good.
We're in the zone.
No, I'm excited to see. I have I have high hopes for. Obviously the aesthetics of this game. The aesthetics of Paragon was one of the the big factors for me when I came to this game. In Paragon was that like there was a lot of attention to detail in terms of the art, and I think it's important for drawing people new in, and then keeping people in a game that just feels like it has a I guess like a world. You're in a different world when you're in the game. It feels very like, I mean, it's Agora. You know, you're like, it's got its own feel, its own like kind of atmosphere, and I'm excited to see kind of what happens with the UI changes coming up. Coming back to that. That'll make a huge
awesome.
that'll make a huge difference. So
talking about what you were saying is accessibility to new players is one of the huge ones because there's no tutorial right now, and then going to the item shop, so it's a mess, honestly. Like I appreciate it, like for somebody who knows the system, like the item shop, and like okay, they let me search, let me do this and that, and that's those are nice functions. But if I'm playing with somebody new, I'm like, hey, go get the red boots. The hell does that mean to them, right? If or somebody's playing a tank, and I'm like, hey, go get the green boots, and they're like, what? It's called wraps, and it's a whole mess.
But you know
with
what?
Item art, I can say green boots, and they're gonna get green boots, right? And you're talking about aesthetic. One of the great things here is that first of all, they look amazing. I'm in love with it.
I agree.
Second, that's their placeholder art. How crazy is that? Now, I'm pretty sure that from a lot of the other remakes, all of those are like assets that you can like go and like get a license to, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure none of that was created in-house. These are assets being created in-house that are placeholder.
Shout out to JV for doing that.
That's
man,
crazy.
When you ask JV for one thing, he always gives you more. He always goes above and beyond every time. He's awesome.
I gotta go out and get some money then.
Shout out to him. I really like it. I think I just love everything. He was even saying earlier today, he think he might have went a little bit overboard, like, you know, he did a little bit more than what was asked of him. But that's awesome. I love knowing that because he is passionate about what he does and he loves what he does. He wants to see this game succeed, and how can he do that? By giving the game concept art. On top of that, he just loves doing it. So I'm glad. He's just awesome.
Shout out to my man Basel. I know he's in the chat, but he's also been dropping. He's also been dropping art in the Discord. I'd love to see that guy. Get in communication with some people and help him out with art and that side too. I think he can really drop.
Who are you on Discord?
Basel.
We've been looking at the art. We looked at all the art in the Strange Matter Discord last week. We did it on the stream.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the Basel stuff. I'm sure he'd be totally down to help with art stuff too. If Strange Matter Matter Studios need more the people. If the people need more art, I'm sure this man can help you out. He's the best artist I know.
It's a gnome with an eye on its hat, standing on top of an upside down milk bottle.
Oh, we've had concept art that we've created together as well, and
really?
I know he's like had interest in making more avatars. So if they need more avatars and whatnot,
that's Basel.
Yeah, Basel hangs out in my stream. If you've been on my stream,
who's Basel?
He's been in the Discord. He's very active in the Discord.
Can I, by the way, say Basel? That is the perfect skin because it like fits with like his personality and all of his emotes and everything. Glamstone.
Oh, the Glamstone. Yeah, that was a thing that Basel and I had created in our mind. We were like, "Oh, let's talk about Glamstone." And then there's the Narbash. Can we get Narbash? GNAR bash with a drum set? Can we please get Narbash?
Oh my gosh!
Please. Can we please get that in the game?
That's so amazing. So I've seen these like
concept art.
My favorites, but now I can put like you're here, Basel.
My man Basel.
If we're gonna get Narbash, we gotta get Rarbash one day, and we're just a lot. Oh no, it's coming. You know.
I don't know about that.
Why not?
What happened?
Glamstone and Gnarbash.
You don't want to just hear a raging green monster yelling at you going down the lane. Oh right, it's called Rampage. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, cool. I would legit pay $50 for a skin like that with like a voice pack where they actually start singing.
That would be pretty awesome.
The Glamstone.
That'd be really cool.
I love it.
Yo, Basel, do you know 3D rendering? That's a real question.
That's the real question. Well,
can you make 3D art?
You can always do like art 2D, like hand it off to a 3D artist. There's always like different pipelines for stuff like that. Me, caveman.
I can't 3D.
Caveman. We're smarter than
1D only? Okay.
Oh no, that's Caught Jay said caught 1D only.
1D. You don't work in like 4 dimensions like Norweginator?
No one's there with me. That's a whole nother like realm just for myself. That's where I go have private time.
You know what? I wrote a paper once about the 10-dimensional theory in physics. Oh my gosh, this is so nerdy. This is way off topic. So first 3 dimensions, everyone knows what they are. 4th dimension is time. 5th dimension would be a 2-dimensional time. Concept of time. Hang on.
Wait, hold on.
And then and then a 6th dimension. What?
That's where I'm at. Where's the hot dog dimension in all of this?
You'll see. And then the 6th dimension would be the 3-dimensional version of time. So imagine if time like was 3 dimensions, like how black. So that'd be 6 dimensions. 7th dimension. 7th dimension would be the universe itself. Would be the universe itself.
Yeah, we're off the rails now.
So the 8th dimension would be a 2-dimensional version of the universe.
There we go.
And then a 3-dimensional version would be the 9th, and then 10th dimension would be infinite dimensions.
I understood all of that perfectly.
Listen, that's a real theory. Like string theory does not work without that.
And you know how you find that, chat? You just go on youtube.com and you type in Illuminati, and it's the first on the top of the list. That video right there.
It really helps to be high when you look this stuff up to really give it
Conspiracy 101 right there. Yeah, he smokes pots today.
Now, this man will not tell you about the hot dog dimension because even the Illuminati don't know about that. No,
I think you just look up the latest episode of Rick and Morty and you're good, right?
You know everything. You've understood the universe.
Okay.
You find it on the Russ button.
I'm so I literally forget. We were talking about concept art, I think.
Stranger's just actually high today. I figured it out.
No, it's because I'm tired. You know what I did right before this stream? I took a nap. I literally was playing. I was playing Civilization 6 with Faded Red.
Took a nap.
I was playing Civ 6 with Faded, and I said, listen, I got to go and take a nap.
Oh, Civ 6. That's a good game.
It is. It's a great game.
Wait, I was invited for that session. What's wrong with you guys?
I've played that with Basel.
It's a fun game.
If you ever get a chance, Russ, we have a whole Discord for that I started up because we were playing like all the time while we were waiting for Falls.
Oh, yeah. Good old Civ 6. And yes, Tridian, Civ 5. Technically, a lot of people believe that Civ 5 was better than Civ 6, and I think Civ 6 is pretty good though.
I think Gathering Storm brought it over the top. Like it made it better than Civ 5 personally.
Yeah. Okay, so back on track. Stuff about fall. Okay, so fault. It's in our fault. It's in our hearts.
Fault in our stars.
Okay. I literally forget where we were. Concept art, 2D art. We're talking about 2D item art, ladies and gentlemen. That is where we are. I love it. I love that it's placeholder art. I think it's going to add a lot to the game. And you know what I love most about it? And it goes back to what Russ was saying at the beginning of this journal about how it's going to add visual effect, which in a positive manner, that's only going to make the streams better. That and the HUD together, and that alone, because what do people do before they buy a video game? They usually watch a video, or they watch a stream, or they something, and stuff like that is going to really, really elevate people's thing. Because people bought Paragon, people bought Paragon simply because it looked good before they even played it. You know what I mean? Well, it was also free to play, so it was a bit easier to do. But it's going to get more people engaged and more people intrigued and interested in the videos, which in itself is just going to make more people play the game, which is awesome. Yep. And as you said, it's going to help beginners. It's not only going to help people purchase the game and start playing it, it's going to retain those players, hopefully, by making it a bit easier for them to learn.
Now, we're still a ways out, right? Because from what I've understood, the order is new heroes, then new HUD, then it's item art, right?
I think so, yeah. Definitely Heroes HUD. That's like, they've said that outright.
Yeah. So it might be a while before we get this item art, but it's there. It's being worked on. It's in the process. And that's the kind of transparency we were just talking about. It's nice to be a part of that. Even just see something unfinished, right? Like,
the only thing I want to say is if the heroes come out and they're busted and they screw up the meta.
You know what? That's early access. Let's screw up the meta.
So here's my thought. Here's my thought on broken metas. Is, you know, we have a game that we're playing, you know, and we for so long we're wishing that we could have a game, and now we do. And I like last patch, right? Like, there was some rough things, there was some broken things. You'd get kicked out of a match, right, randomly, and then you'd come back in and you wouldn't be able to see half the team. You wouldn't be able to buy items. You wouldn't be able to back or whatnot. Things like that happen, you know. And you still play the game because, like, you're playing Paragon again. You're playing Fault. You're playing with your favorite character. You know, maybe not yet because it's not out yet. You know, all the characters aren't out yet, but they will. And, you know, like you can't just give up. You know, you know, because you don't, you know, because it's not perfect. I think it's like you can still learn even when the game is broken, in my opinion, and you can still have fun as long as you stay positive. But as soon as you get tilted, then you're gone. Toxic waste at that sludge. You know, you're like the wheel of the bus comes up, it hits the toxic sludge. You're spinning around and around, and the toxicity's flying everywhere. And there's just you know hot dogs all over. And I got to clean that stuff up off the cushions, and I got to readjust this, you know, the flat screens on the seat backs in front of everybody's, you know, seat, and it's just a mess. Honestly,
what exact situation, Russ? I know what you're talking about.
What I was trying to say is, like, if for some reason the heroes come out and they need fixing for whatever reason, or other heroes need fixing, you know, whatever it takes, right? You know. There might, like, if that happens, not saying it will, it is early access, so it's a possibility, of course. It's, even if it's not early access, it's still a possibility, to be honest. Like, there might just be something in between that comes before the HUD. And I hope people understand that.
Well, Black Wolf says it really well. If Grim and Decker are busted, thank goodness, because they were terrible before. So if we're getting Grim and Decker and they're actually just stupid OP, it'll be a first.
Well, no, it won't be. Remember when you could run Grim on mid lane with his ultimate and do the one shot? But you did. What was that card? I don't remember what the setup was, but there's this setup you could do where you could just snipe people like halfway across the map with Grim's ult over and over and over again and just do unlimited damage. That was pretty fun.
High win. No, you were at 1 HP though. That's the thing.
You had 1 health. Yes.
If you're a competent team at all, you would take it out immediately, and that was it. All your gold gone.
What realm was Decker not always a top support? Am I missing something?
Decker was always viable, I think.
Always viable. Yeah. I think one of her biggest problems was first her little jump did nothing for anyone.
It was so good. You used to be a way to get away from people. I used to.
As a support, you're not supposed to be trying to get away from people. As a support, you know,
a support that never dies, though never feeds.
You're so right. You're so right. You know, if
it was useless for a Decker, for us as support. Second, her stun ball was so bugged out in Paragon.
It only works 70% of the time, and that's a fact.
Yep. That's
when
rough.
It did work.
If Norbash only worked 70% of the time, would any of us pick Norbash?
Never, ever. You wouldn't. You just wouldn't.
That's where the problem lied with her, or at least a big part of it.
But the other
support should have no need for escape, unless it's like also something that's also giving an escape to.
Well, isn't your stun just an escape in itself? That's how I look at it. I would
it's an engage tool. It is an ability. What's the word I'm looking for? You can stun other people's abilities, get in ult.
Yeah, but like
it is something to help your allies escape. It's not for you to escape.
But if I'm about to die, and I got no teammates around, I can easily just turn around, slap a stun on you, run away.
Sure. But the thing is, the stun also does all the things I said.
Yeah.
Decker's jump didn't do anything. It was literally just a self.
If they change her jump and make her even better on top of whatever her passive is going to be one day when she's in the game, man, oh man, I'm not gonna complain. I hope she's better than Countess was.
So it did give AoE movement speed back in the day.
It did AoE movement speed.
But they took that out pretty early on in development, didn't they?
Wait, what happened?
No, her jump gave AoE movement speed. It gave a buff of movement speed. It just was very, very minimal, and so I would say that it was almost non-existent in terms of the movement speed. Nobody really knew that it gave that because no one really used it for that.
Yeah,
but it did. It did.
It's like they were kind of just giving us a sugar pill. It wasn't actually doing anything. You just saw the effect. I thought they took that out early.
I'm really hoping Decker's in the game soon. I'm really hoping. But
I'm really hoping it's Richter. I will not budge.
Yeah, I would rather Decker or FaZe. Or Revenant.
I'd really love to see Feng Mao in the game.
Or Feng Mao. Or Rampage. Or Grux. There's a lot of people.
Feng?
They corrected us and told us his name is pronounced Feng Mao.
Feng Mao.
I
thought it was Feng Mao.
Do you remember this?
I don't remember them saying that.
Yeah, it was in the.
I'll believe you.
It was when they were premiering Wukong and they were starting to talk about the lore. They made a point to call him Feng Mao.
Because he's really fun to play?
He's really fun. He's a really fun.
He's a really fun guy to play.
Yeah. So. I hate to say this, but I think we are getting to the end of the stream. We're getting there. So we always end it off with a question and answer. For any comments or questions you'd like to ask Russ, the special guest, myself, stranger, or Norweginator to the right there. If there's any questions you have, please ask. It can be anything you want. Doesn't mean we'll answer.
I'll tell you over my hot dog again. I'll tell you all over again.
Russ, who's your favorite mod on the Russ bus? I don't know if
Russ. Who's my favorite mod on the Russ bus? Well, seeing as I only have two mods on the Russ bus. One doesn't ever get to mod. We're gonna go just in the favor of not getting a strike against me. We're gonna go with the Basel.
Wait.
This one.
Can we have a much sound, Russ?
Can we have a much sound? Oh my gosh. We could. I mean, I don't want to steal the show here. It's not my show. I'm just a guest. So I'm just a guest.
You know what? Stranger, turn off your camera. Turn off your camera, stranger.
Oh no. But we don't have music. I can't listen to the music. The thing about much sound is it comes heavily with.
What's the song? What's the song? What song you want?
Oh well,
here's the problem. Bailey's will also kill us if we put on
it'll not turn out. I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to. But if you're gonna want to get a much sound, you're gonna have to come over to the Russ Bus stream. Come over to my stream. Come check it out. You're in for a treat. Come redeem yourself a much sound, or ask the Basel to redeem a much sound, and you'll get some of that live action. All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give anyone any spoilers. If you haven't, go check out his stream. Go see what much sound is about. It will actually blow your mind. It is.
Exclamation point Russ in the chat if you would like to find his link to his Twitch channel. So I got a question for Russ. Is there anything we haven't asked you or talked about that you wanted to say?
Oof. I don't know if I have anything specific to say. All I gotta say is that I'm super thankful to be here today. Super thankful everybody that's on the bus already. Anybody that would like to jump on the bus. I mean, the Russ bus is here to stay in Agora. All right, we made a pit stop, and we're not really planning on leaving anytime soon. So, it's not on the horizon. So come hang out. In terms of anything else specific, I gotta say, I mean, I don't really have anything. Yeah. I mean, I'd really be happy to answer anybody's questions about the Rust Bus, about streaming, about my background is, visual experiences. I have a bit of background in that. So it's kind of like something that like is fun for me, engaging for me, and something I enjoy working on, stream help and whatnot. So specifically if you're a streamer, come reach out to me. I'd love to help you improve your stream and grow alongside the Rust Bus with me. So, I mean, for specifically streamers and specifically people in the Fault community, I'd love to help you get your streams up and running. So, awesome.
I got a pretty important question for you before Stranger tries to take the next one.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you the best answer.
Who's your favorite Strange Matter Studios mod?
I think it's gonna be and it's only because if did that come through all right?
Yeah, it sounded crystal clear to me.
Yeah,
breaking my heart. You really can't declare your love for me out in the open publicly.
I have to stay.
Yeah,
have to stay in my the Rust Bus has its spot, and I don't think the Rust Bus doesn't really want to be in that position currently.
I got one final question for everyone watching. I got one final question for everyone watching. This goes out to the chat and to the people listening.
All right.
Who is going to end with the last strike? Is it going to be Russ or is it going to be Norweginator?
I love big balls.
Okay.
Of energy. I love that little energy balls that we got in the
Who is getting the last strike? Because currently they're tied. As if it's a competition.
Tied? Are we 1-1 right now?
You are.
Wait, did I not just get the last strike? Did that not really do it? I tried my hardest.
Chat hasn't spoken. Chat.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Who really knows?
Who really knows? Maybe they'll just have to say a tie.
I thought that would put me over the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play one final song, and then we're going to get...
You're staying neutral.
Hang on. What'll happen is this is the deal. Like, we can leave it neutral, but I'll just be back. We'll do another one in the future, and we can make it go back the opposite direction. I can beat him later.
True. So he's playing the long con. He's waiting for.
I'll just be back to give my 2 cents and make sure that I get the dub on this one.
Okay. So we are going to play one final song, as we always do.
Wait, hold on. Where'd you go? Do you read? I read Cross's idea. I'm pretty okay with that. So it's a way to determine things. Eventually,
yeah.
To be dated 1v1 in the Prime Pits. Custom game.
1v1 me, man.
1v1. You and me, Russ.
1v1 me on Agora.
The Russ versus who's stronger, the bus or Norway? Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. We'd be driving all over those lands, I'll tell you that much.
All right, I played the song.
Oh, we got some pretty rough terrain.
All right, ladies and
gentlemen.
all
operating tires.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. What a fruity flop, though. This is Stranger or Big Moose. This is the Faultarian Journal, episode 14, the Russ Bus. Thank you for coming on. Russ, you're super fantastic. I love your positivity. I love your stream. Awesome. Everyone, make sure, Russ in the chat, and make sure you leave this guy a follow. You subscribe to him. You just follow him on all his socials. Shout out to the co-host, Norweginator, EssayRead, and GottaGetSwole. I love you guys. You got EssayRead and GottaGetSwole. I've known you for almost 10 years now. You've been my friends ever since I was in high school. Norweginator, you're kind of new to the thing, but I feel our connection. I feel it growing, and every stream gets better. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to do the final Stranger dance, and...
We're doing on music. We can't even participate. Mike's feeling it. He's feeling it.
I can see it now. Yeah.
Hold on.
And toot the horn, and toot the horn, and toot the horn, and toot the horn. And swim. And swim. and
Come on,
swim
Russ.
and swim and toot the horn and toot the horn and toot the horn and toot the horn. Swim and swim and swim and toot the horn. And taking it on out. All right.
And now we're gonna go and get a raid going, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just pull this up, see who we are going to raid. I got someone in mind. But we shall see. We shall see who we're going to raid. I always ask everyone to save for the raid, as we do have people coming that would love it. Okay, let's see.
Oh my God. Wow, that music was intense. I'm glad I heard it.
That was really cool music that I just heard.
Yeah, I heard that loud and clear, that music. I was able to dance to it.
Really good.
Hang on, do you want to hear the music?
Oh, you're fine. You do your own.
Okay.
He's there. We're there, chat. We're there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be raiding King Ko-Fi. This man is very good at the game. Hope you appreciate it. What a flip-flop, though. Again, this is Stranger Big Moose on the Faultarian Journal number 14. Make sure you come on back next week for number 15. Actually, I might be going away next week. We'll see. It's always on Wednesday. It's Wednesday at about 6 p.m. Thank you again. And let's send it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.